Is it working? こんばんは。Oh my god, this. I'm sorry, guys. This thing is really a pain to set up. Oh god. Oh, hello. Oh, by the way, I am really sorry yesterday because my live chat at around this timestamp, after this comment when they said nostalgia, it just cut off randomly and I was like wondering why there are no like new comments coming in. So again, I am really sorry for that. I'm gonna try my best to respond to all of the comments I missed out from the previous live stream. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. Shy. So yeah, okay. Oh, you're gonna see them later? Oh, that's so nice. Oh, the concert is today, right? I really hope that they actually play the new song. I forgot the name, but it's like an homage to their like UA video a little bit. I love that part, so I hope they would actually unveil that song at the concert later. So yeah. Oh, it's day 2. By the way, I am aware of 48, but the reason why I'm not in such a rush to catch it is because other enthusiasts have already caught it. So the reason why like I went out full force to document the B5LHs last time, as much as the kids got pissed off at me for leaking the live timings, was because I knew that they weren't free, so I had to go and do everything. But now that nowadays people have already, they're more prompt in like recording and stuff like that, I don't really have to like, rush out, and that's why I'm like doing this live stream now. Hello. Oh, hello, Kenny. Long time no see. And by the way, TIB1234T, the server got shut down, but if you ever want to, there is actually a new server. We welcome you as well. If you want it, then we would send you an invite link. But if you don't want it, then it's fine as well. So yeah, just letting you know what happens to 154. Isn't that Haokang Depot? Hold on. Haokang Depot. Bus deployments from Depot. I smell a little bit of bullshit. I know Ulu Pandan's side, they could actually spawn the B5LHs, but I am pretty sure that if you scroll all the way down to Haokang Depot, which will be Kinchuan Depot next time. Where is like Haokang? Where is Haokang Depot? Holy crap. There is 154 here, right? Yeah. Eh? ちょっと待ってね. Oh, there is 154. It's partial control. It's like Ulu Pandan and Haokang Depot. So if you see like a report of a B5LH on 154, I think my friends are going to catch it, but I am pretty sure that's coming from like the Ulu Pandan side. And it's quite strange why they would actually spawn it today. Do you have a private channel I can contact you at? Unfortunately, not at the moment, so I guess this live stream that I'm doing right now, if you have any questions for me, I could answer them right now. Again, I am so sorry right now. I'm still trying to get my life back on track and everything. That's why I took a hiatus from some social media platforms and stuff like that, but I am still on YouTube. Okay, at least you know, because some other server members wanted me to tell you about the new server, so I am not sure if you wanted to join or not, but okay, I will let them know about it. What OS version? You see, I'm a technological noob and I have no idea what OS I'm using. Okay, right now, if you notice that my quality is a bit poopy, right? This is actually my older phone. The one that I was live streaming on is actually my newer phone. The one that has the 4K. This one only has HD. It doesn't like 1080p. It doesn't really have the 4K. So unfortunately, okay, I think I'll take your advice. I will go and look at my OS version to see if it's compatible with like the YouTube Live and stuff like that. Cause, you know. Okay, to be honest, like right now there are actually bus enthusiasts keeping a lookout, so that's good. Oh my god, my stupid phone. Alright, so let me see what comments did I actually miss out. If I like fast forward a little bit, hopefully the chat actually updates. Then why do premium bus services don't allow standing? Okay, from this point on, basically I missed the comment. So again, I am so sorry about that. So the reason why premium bus services don't allow standing even from the old era up till the current era is because well, it's meant to be a premium bus route, and you wanna make it worth paying the extra fare, right, for a seat and all this kind of thing, and it's meant to be like comfortable. It's meant to be a comfortable ride for everyone. So because of that, they had to impose the no standing, no squeezing rule. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be called. There is no point calling it a premium bus service. It's like they wanted to make it equal so that every single passenger has the same levels of comfort, that kind of thing. So that's why they kind of imposed the no standing rule, which eventually got carried over to like the other operators as well. Yeah, it's like you get what you pay for, that kind of thing. And Bus Plus used to operate wacky PBS routes, like for example 541, 547, and then there were like some other bus routes like 589 from Sunset Way, as well as 598 from Patir, which is like Chestnut Avenue, Dairy Farm Crescent, if I'm not mistaken. They wind inside like the small roads, but eventually all of them didn't get carried over to like the next era of premium bus routes when they got handed over to private. It was because 589, 598, likewise for like 597, they didn't have any demand, and 587, the demand was like kind of already falling at that point and stuff like that. Yeah, honestly, it sucks that all of these actually died off. Stranger than PBS 747 was on a Sprinter bus. Private op service not allowed to stand. I think, yeah, it's only like the shuttle buses, and even if they have hand grips, I think it's just for safety reasons. Except like NUS and stuff like that. Oh yes. There was a 301 Yutong SD as well as a 922 Yutong DD as well. I don't know if people caught or not, but yeah, I mean, my friend should be around that area, so yeah. 586 was the strangest. Yeah, it was like literally just Bukit Panjang all the way express to Jurong East. I mean, people would just take 176, right? And even nowadays, they're gonna introduce the 984. And by the way, I am so sorry to every single one of you regarding the 984 is because, okay, you know that operator, they actually reviewed the route, but then they retracted it because I think it got delayed. I think they scheduled post, but then because the service got delayed, like 984, basically like this bus service 984, it was scheduled to like debut on 26 October, but due to some reason, they actually pushed back the introduction date. But the operator forgot to like take this into consideration and accidentally posted it out today. So what we learned is that the route that I told you guys last time, it was correct. But the only issue is that it was Bukit Batok Road, Brick Glen Road, and it was like this. And the mistake that it was because when my friend saw that low resolution image, it still had like the Kiat Hong Close stop. But initially it was supposed to be 26 October. So apparently what happened is that I think based on that low resolution image, there used to be Kiat Hong Close. But then it seems like as if they cut off this part literally this was what the image looks like. So we kind of got tricked into thinking that there was actually Kiat Hong close, but the image that was actually accidentally released today, showed that there is actually no Kiat Hong close. Like, there is no this kind of thing. So you don't have to worry about like the direction and stuff like that. The bus stops would be just this pair and this pair. That's it. Yes, unfortunately, that stupid shit will be operated by that stupid operator. Okay, that makes more sense, because it was like, I was told in the previous image it actually went inside like Jalan Gali Batu, but right now it just shows that like there is no space to terminate at Bukit Panjang, right? And I mean, there's like Senja Road, Senja Way, Woodlands Road, right? So they're like, okay, we want to offer a connection to at least up here, so that from like, let's say 984, you could take it outside and transfer to 979 to reach UT if you had to. So yeah, there is really no reason to make it go inside. But yeah. Okay, that's all about 984. There is no Kiat Hong close. I am so sorry. He said something about it not going to Tengah and Bukit Gombak, which is true. Okay, just to clarify things, I have no beef with him. It's just that there was a period of time whereby he came to the TIB1234T server and started fighting with another member, because the member was an actual Taman Jurong resident, and obviously he would fight back. And he was just telling the Taman Jurong resident how to commute within his own area, which is like really off. And the issue with him is that like, he has a thing whereby when his core concepts or his ideologies, like the main ideologies, get challenged, he would go all out to just try to refute you or punish you because of it. And this has got something to do with like, it's just like an innate personality problem with him. Again, I have nothing against him. It's just that like, if you see this guy constantly like getting into fights with other people regarding like the rapid bus routes and stuff, I would say it's best not to engage as of this point, because I feel he still has a lot of like growing up to do. I don't mind rapid bus services. It's just, don't change existing local bus services to rapid bus services, because that's really destroying the purpose of these bus services, like why they even exist in the first place. Like service 2, for example. I even talked about 851, but yeah. New bus stop built just outside Gali Batu. I forgot the actual reasons. I think it's because like there is something around the area that people might want to access. I have no idea. Maybe it's for SBS transit staff. It's nearer to the SBS depot or something along those lines. I have no idea. Yeah, it's like with us or against us mindset. We've tried to tell him like politely, but unfortunately, I mean, he's still young. He's like 19 this year, so he still has room to grow. I just feel that like he should not be so confrontational when it comes to like stuff like this, which could be discussed. Because when we tried to discuss with him politely, he got like overly passionate and he got really upset that like people didn't agree with his like core ideas, like the rapid bus service or the fucking feeder integration nonsense. Like that one is complete bullshit. Even when SBS does it, they only did it because there was like a legitimate reason to do so. Like how I explained about like 294 and 357, about how people wanted to access a feeder service from Loyang Avenue instead of like the bus stop on top and stuff like that. So it's more of like just a misunderstanding of like concepts in general. So yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just that in case people are asking me, hey, how is this guy doing right now? So that's basically my response. Oh, hello. Yeah, by the way, I am not in a rush to catch all these cameos because I have more important things to do right now. which is to respond to like the comments. Yeah, so 586 again. This one is basically like a more express version of 984. It was like Bukit Panjang Ring Road to and then express all the way to Jurong East. Because they thought that like Jurong East was gonna be like the second CBD and like the Jurong Innovation District, that business park, whatever you call it, that area, right? To the east of Jurong East Street 11, there's like all those small roads. They thought that like a premium service that allows people to skip Bukit Panjang LRT transferring to North-South line, which is crowded, they thought it would have demand, but it turns out that like Jurong East as a second CBD, it's not going to materialize like in the next, I think, 10 years or so. So again, that's a reason why 586, pardon me. That's the reason why 586 kind of failed. Okay, so the 1234T videos, I'm going to be re-uploading the premium bus services in case you didn't catch it, but it is quite sad, but I respect his decision. It's meant to be, he privated the videos, he didn't delete them. It's for his own viewing, but the real reason why he did it is because right now he's like an actual staff in SMRT Thomson East Coast Line, and he feels that like it's a conflict of interest to be a staff and talking about like public transport in general. It's like you're kind of like representing the company, and you don't really want to like talk shit about how this bus service is not good. So he felt that like it was a conflict of interest. So he decided that it would be best to privatize all those videos and demonetize his own channel. So in case you guys are wondering, that is the real reason why he privatized the videos. It had got nothing to do with how he got bullied by other enthusiasts. It's just a conflict of interest part. Right now I'm gonna skip ahead because I want to read more comments that I missed. And in case you're wondering why is that there are all these vibration noises, it's my phone, the notification lag from my other social media accounts and stuff like that. 561 legit neat car. Yeah, true. It's like, the thing is, I feel that like this generation of I mean like the Gen Zs especially, they are really soft, overly soft and strawberry. It's like people say something which is clearly banter and then you guys take it out of context and start harassing people for no reason. That's like legit fucked up. The main perpetrators of this are actually, okay, Jae Song himself, he's a really nice guy, he's chill, I've met him in real life before, but he has admitted to me that Naswarihin is a piece of shit. Yes, he has actually admitted to me. And in case you're wondering, their friendship is only transactional, in case people don't know about it. And he has also admitted to me that the kids in his server are like mentally ill and in some sense and like really beyond control. And these are the people that constantly harass TIB 1234T for no reason. So it's like Jarius and TIB 1234T, they used to be friends, but right now they fell out because people as they grow older, some of them they drift apart, right? It's normal. I'm just saying this as an objective fact, not that I'm trying to say that like, drifting apart should be encouraged or no, it's just some people when they feel that they no longer resonate with each other, they sort of like either over a long period of time they gradually like drift apart from one another. But this is not a reason for his server's kids to constantly go around harassing other people because of it. Like literally Jarius and the TIB 1234T, they have no actual beef with each other. It's just that they fell out, that kind of thing. And it has really been taken out of context. But basically Transit SG, TSG Discord server and Heejin server, these two servers are responsible for a lot of the bullying And as of this point in time, nothing much can be done about it. All I can say is it really has to stop. The harassing and the taking out of context, it really needs to like stop. Okay. "503 film 742." Okay, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that like I'm not the only one with footage of this premium bus service. I filmed a full trip front view, but they also film like short videos of it as well. So I'm not the only one who has like 742. TikTok generation. Yeah. It's like they don't really, they just have attention span issues, I would say, and then they bring their own attention span issues and then force it on everybody else. It's quite fucked up. I feel like my bus stop used to have more than one premium. Was there a 551? Okay, 551, it was actually a city shopper. It was from like Hougang, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Hougang? Oh, 575 was Yio Chu Kang. 551 should be Hougang. So it's the normal route. It's like CT, Momi, Newton, Scott's Orchard, Bras Basah, Suntec, and then it goes Rocher Road Express and CTE back. So yeah, there was 551. It was a city shopper and not a premium. Have I ever ridden on any NR or M services? Okay, I've ridden on NR5 and only NR5 out of necessity and not because back then I had curfew, so I only rode on like NR5 up till Tiong Bahru Road, and that's all. Like from Marina Center to Tiong Bahru Road, and that's all. Did you talk about which depot Serangoon UNOS package will use? I have no idea. I talked about it in the previous live stream, but I'm not sure what depot that would be, because Sungai Serangoon bus depot, the one that you guys call Lorong Halus, is actually gonna be, most likely it's gonna be for Pongo. I see no reason why it would be for Serangoon UNOS, seeing as Kim Chuan Depot is just nearby. Yeah, honestly, I think Kim Chuan Depot would be shared between Bishan Toa Payoh, I mean the current ones, as well as like Serangoon UNOS. Yeah, Kim Chuan Depot. 561 is... I'm so sorry. Okay, so 561, it's... The reason why it's impossible to recreate is because there is no bus service that turns right from Upper Aljunied Road to MacPherson Road. So even if you tried, it's really hard to like get it right. Yeah, it's like there are like, I really disagree. Look, I'm glad that like, you know, they have like this whole electric bus vision. Whether I agree or disagree with it is another thing. I'm like, you want to try electric buses, it's fine, but please go for the actual good models. And I'm glad that like they actually are serious in investing into all the infrastructure. But what I'm against is them building a bus depot, demolishing it, build, demolish, build, demolish, build, demolish, to the point whereby you end up deforesting all these areas for no reason and having to like shift multiple times. That is what I'm generally against, I would say. It's like really messy, and not just a transfer of buses, but you just cut down forests for no reason. Especially Sungai Serangoon bus depot. In fact, I would rather you have built like a bus depot within Pongo, but people are like, oh no, Pongo is meant to be residential only. And then instead of like deforesting the entire Sungai Serangoon just for that bus depot, I think it's like fucking stupid. LF, yeah, I agree. LF is actually, Leisure Frontier is actually decent, unlike fucking ANS. KCDP can, oh, okay. So essentially that will be an equivalent of like Hougang Depot 60 or like 93 never went to, oh shit, no, that's Eunos. Hougang Depot. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of like any service that would fit kind of that route profile that like ends at Bedok. Because 87 is already Hougang Depot. I mean, it was. Now it's Sengkang West. I mean, this is possible. It's just that I can't really think of any bus service that would stand out from the top of my head. Again? Are you fucking serious? Holy shit. Okay, but never mind. If you check it again, it shouldn't have Kiat Hong close because... wait, so they're actually gonna debut both 104 and the 94 at the same day? Are you kidding? Oh my god. I think the bus enthusiasts are gonna be busy. They need to fly from one end to another. Holy crap. Yeah. 104 and 94. And by the way, both of them are actually double-decker bus friendly. I have 104 I've actually confirmed with my intels already. 94 also has DDs. It should have, honestly. Because people saw like a DD TRG as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, so there's no Kiat Hong close. Okay, so in fact, they delete. Okay, they actually wanted to copy 991, but they decided, okay, let's copy 983 instead, and they deleted the 991 sector. I mean, it still copies 991. It's just that like, it doesn't really. You know that small part near IT College West, right? They decided it would be better to follow 983 for that specific part as opposed to like going the 991 route. But it will still follow 991 like Choa Chu Kang Way and Choa Chu Kang Avenue 1. Yeah. So yes, initially they really wanted to copy 991 outright, but they decided to bring it closer to IT College West. So yeah. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? All in one guide, yes. If I'm older and I'm bored, yeah, it's sad. Premium guide somewhere in my long forgotten collection. Ah, okay, that's nice. What's the difference between express and premium besides the no standing policy? Typically, there is no difference because if you really think about it, 502A and 518A, they are also, when you really think about it, 502A, 518A, they are legitimately, the routes are similar to a route profile that a premium bus service would have. So I think in this case, the difference is really the no standing policy. There is no other like real difference that I can think of. Maybe except like, because premium bus services, they don't use their own buses. They are all crossovers from like other bus services. So it's like, I don't know, like 580, I know it's a city shopper, but like it would borrow buses from like 143 and then 550 would borrow Dennis Tridents from another bus service, right? I forgot what it borrowed from, but it was clearly clearly from another bus service. But the express bus services, even 502A and 518A, they have their own perm buses. But premium buses, it's like most of them except 531, they only have AM peak only. So they would do the premium bus services during AM peak, and then they would return to their like home services for the rest of the day, as in like the buses itself. Yeah, correct. Okay. So Joel just quoted the route. Okay, hold on. The fare, yes, the fare as well. This one, it's more of like, it depends on like the bus they use, whether it's big or small, but technically this is correct as well. AM peak operation. I feel like this transition to BCM is a bit, yeah, it's like, okay, so basically this whole BCM shit, it was during the RW era Basically, RW, you know, the guy who was anti-minibus until he got ousted from LTA Bus Assets, right? So basically, at that point in time, until 2025, he prevented the procurement of electric minibuses. But basically, Lui Tak Yu, that fucking piece of shit, he actually empowered RW to even destroy the bus. And basically, RW destroyed the entire Singapore bus industry under his rule. Now he got ousted. But yeah, so basically, the reason why the transition to BCM is shit was because RW's team was actually involved in it. And I think you guys can connect the dots. Read my mind with this comment. Yes, correct. I mean, it's kind of special in the sense that, like, right now, there aren't a lot of people watching, which is fine, but I have the time to, like, read the comments from this stream and read the previous comments from that stream as well. Whereas most Express operates full day usually, which is correct as well. Okay. I'm just thankful that there are lots of comments. It's just, I am so sorry I couldn't respond to them. Most operates full day usually. Oh god. Are there any... Why is this shit not refreshing? They can't even manage BCM properly. Okay, even though I'm not really responding to them, but at least my viewers are all like having a good discussion over here, which I'm glad. Yeah, it was like the transition was so half-assed. They tried to like copy whatever's in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, and they failed miserably. And even the BCM in UK, yeah, they did it properly, but there are complaints about like bus drivers going on strike or like, which isn't really a problem with BCM in general. It's just how the way it's implemented, and their buses being slow, because the buses in Manchester, because Maxon was saying, it is actually a lot slower than those from Singapore, because in Manchester all the buses are like more or less OTA because their frequencies are like shit. I mean, it's lower density, right? Manchester's not like a typical HDB town in Singapore. They actually have low density. Even the double-decker bus routes, sometimes they don't even have that many passengers in the first place. And because of just the long frequencies in general, they have to OTA and they are typically slow. The only buses that can actually drive fast are like those on larger roads and those like historical runs of like the preserved buses. But even then, they try to not make them, they try to not overwork the the preserved buses, because they're precious, right? So yeah, buses in the UK are generally slow. The same thing for Japan, because Japan is like, all of the bus services are OTA. Yes, they may have tight run times, but all of them are OTA. So when they OTA, they would drive at normal speed, but they would camp at the bus stop for extended periods of time until the departure time. Although there is one Cebu bus route, I think it's Omiya 43, if I'm not mistaken, it only runs one trip per day or something. It's kind of like a parliamentary bus route whereby they only keep it because it's such a pain in the ass to submit all the paperwork that's required to withdraw the bus route, because it's like you need a consult. For these long bus routes, you need to consult the different cities, the different wards and stuff like that. And you need to get all of them to agree. So they are like, okay, it's better to just keep it running that one trip, as opposed to like, it's not even like there's actual use to keep it running. It's just they really don't want to, unless they have to, they really don't want to go through the trouble of like withdrawing the bus service entirely. And it's also, if it gets revitalized in future, they don't want to go through the trouble of like withdrawing and then introducing it again. So yeah, it's kind of like a future-proofing thing as well. But and generally, buses in Japan, they aren't that fast, but only one bus service that I've ridden is like truly slow as shit. But even then, it's only one trip per day, so there is kind of a reason to make it slow as shit. It's not like CDS whereby there is like a long express sector and then people only take one direction. No, it's not because of that, but it's like imagine you have service 51 or 61 and only operates one trip per day, and it's calling all stops. It is a nightmare to withdraw that kind of bus service. Galibatu is a strange one because there's a depot and a bus terminal within the same premises. And the only other parallel I can draw is Tuas, but that one's a train depot. A bus interchange and a bus depot in the same place. I think as of this point, that it's like kind of non-existent in Singapore. I think even Ayer Rajah Bus Park, that's not counted as well. For 34A. Doesn't 34A already exist, actually? 34A, 34B. Oh, it existed before, okay. Just a good excuse to rotate operators and so material for the... That is true, that is true. Apparently it's Woodlands. I don't know if it'll actually lay over at outside Galibatu or not, because it's not supposed to go inside the SMRT premises as of this point in time. Well, then since it's a so-called loop service, there would be a... Although it's not a loop, it's just a short working trip so that people from Woodlands Road could still catch the last bus to inside Choa Chu Kang and Brickland. So that kind of makes sense. It's kind of like an 858A kind of thing, except 984 is bidirectional. And not a long loop service. In the olden days, they could have made 984 a loop, but they decided not to because of the BC welfare thing. Waste of money to keep changing the colors every few years. Yeah, they waste paint, they waste all the stickers, it's not good for the environment as well. Get dispatcher to rig deployment. Yes, correct. I've talked about the rigging of deployments in the past video, like the B5LHs as well. Makes no sense to distribute such a small fleet of one model to 3 to 4 operate. Yeah, like the B5LHs, like, what the fuck. And Blue Ribbon is losing billions every year because... That is true. That fucking operator is like being a piece of shit. It's rigged in their favor if anyone is curious. 553 is not impossible. Oh wait, it's a Tampines one, right? Oh wait, no, I clarified with him, and I clarified with him on Facebook already. So yeah, now the whole industry is becoming more or less, yeah, correct. That stupid ass operator. I feel like they should just keep the models consistent per operator. Like, don't mix the models, might be easier for maintenance also. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, when you have a standardized fleet, if one bus in that fleet has issues, the implications are that the other buses of the same model might have the exact same issue. So having a little bit of variety kind of helps to circumvent this issue a little bit. It's that, like, if one model fails, you still have like at least another model to like rely on. So, but I do agree that they have to be way more consistent per operator. It's like SBS doesn't want this bus, GAS doesn't want this bus, SMRT doesn't want a specific bus model. I respect them, but at the same time, I feel that like what he said, I feel like what they said, they should have been more consistent with like the models and stuff like that, and LTA should have been more proactive in asking the bus operators like exactly what bus models they even wanted in the first place. It looks as though someone is artificially keeping the bus community alive, which is true because, like, for example, the Bedok North Bus Depot bus enthusiast staff, They are the ones who are responsible for the rigging of like the service for the 8B5LH today as well. I was like, guys, you just focus on Tampines. Why the fuck are you debuting them on 48 today? It's like, you don't even have your priorities right. You just want to do the stunts. Like, it's fucking stupid. Yeah, correct. The bendies when I saw the 290 photo, which is correct. Oh, but basically, I reviewed it just now, so yeah. I used to think, I mean, it is a Hougang Depot replacement anyway, so you're not wrong. I think it's gonna be like Hougang Depot and Serangoon Eunos being consolidated, so yeah. It might be like one depot houses two packages or something along those lines. LTA now survey location for Bishan, Toa Payoh, and Bedok package. Okay, but the thing is, did you mention that like Bedok North Depot is like going to be demolished and then rebuilt as a multi-story bus park? And in the meantime, they're gonna park at somewhere near ECID, East Coast Integrated Depot, before they shift back, right? But I'm not surprised that they're doing like a feasibility study, like a feasibility study for the locations of them. Bishan Toa Payoh, I'm pretty sure that is for like Kim Chuan Depot. I think Bishan Toa Payoh and Serangoon Eunos would be Kim Chuan Depot. Oh yes. Okay, so regarding Kenny's statement, yesterday I did the live stream talking about this. It's because there is like Simpang and there is new Ang Mo Kio Depot as well. So what that means is that, okay, one of my commenters said Woodlands shift to Mandai, Mandai shift to Simpang, Seletar shifts to new Ang Mo Kio Depot, which could explain the 50 bendy bus slots inside. They're gonna procure more electric bendy buses as well. And then there's another theory which Kenny has brought up, which is Ang Mo Kio Depot being for Bishan Toa Payoh, Kim Chuan Depot being for Serangoon Hougang, Serangoon Eunos, I'm so sorry, and Sungai Serangoon Depot, the one at Lorong Halus, being for Punggol Pasir Ris, and in that case, Seletar moves to Simpang, Mandai stays put, and Woodlands Depot stays put as well. Maybe renovation to accommodate electric buses as well. So there are two scenarios, one which my other commenter mentioned and one that Kenny brought up, but I don't know which is true. But again, thank you so much for bringing it up. Okay, now let me just realistically, it could duo with, yeah, which is why I feel that it's like, it's quite restrictive if like one package is one depot. It's like, it's not flexible at all. I would rather they do something like what Fabian has mentioned here. They should just redo the, yeah, correct. If one operator wins all, yes, correct. Because like which operator winning, it also depends on like, whether a bus service is, I know that they are like trying to encourage the single depot thingy, which is fucking bullshit, but even now, what determines whether a bus service is able to be dual depot control in the first place, it really depends on which operator is controlling which. Yeah, you get the idea. It's like, if you have a bus service like 51, you need Sengkang West Depot and Ulu Pandan Depot in this context to be both run by the same operator to even dual depot in the first place. Especially for all these like bus services with a large fleet, they should ideally be dual depot in the first place. Otherwise, you would either have to extend the last bus timings or just make them dead hit all the way to the other depot, which is not good, because yesterday I talked about how Service 61, they did hit via Eunos Road 2, Sims Avenue, Jalan Eunos, PIE, all the way to Pioneer Road North and then Soon Lee Depot. Because even though 61 is controlled by Kranji, I mean, now it's Gali Batu, back then, when it's still parked at Soon Lee Bus Park, they had to like OS via Jalan Eunos, PIE, Pioneer Road North, which is a lot of mileage, like a lot of dead mileage incurred. Dead mileage pretty much means that you're not picking up passengers, it's just dead. Like, you earn $0. You're just wasting fuel, that kind of thing. It'll be a major test for GAS to operate 10 and 65. Correct, because it's like they have to like single depot these two bus services, and there are gonna be like really inevitable consequences as a result of that as well. BCP, are they dropping the 870X, 871X, 872X, 992X thingy right now? What else did they say? Okay. If all LTA asset but buses not from different package cannot overnight park at other package depot. Yeah, it's like the reason why all these questions are even a thing is because LTA is not even like clear on like what are the boundaries. I mean, maybe they only said it to the public transport operators and no one actually publicly says it, like what are the actual restrictions regarding this. Depots are depots being dual operators in a way how SMRT parked their buses in Loyang Depot briefly. Yeah, in a way that, yeah, you could say that. What? 45X? Huh? Changi Airport? It's not even Tampines North? What the fuck? T5 or is it? Oh my god. All of a sudden they're dropping it. After the election, oh my god. Dude, a lot of people are like fucking messaging me right now. I don't even care. Dual dep is a is a concept of a depot. I have no idea what that means, but yeah. I know got issue when packaging a different operator, but I am curious. I don't know how that would practically work as well, so I'm sorry. I don't really have an answer to that. Oh yeah, so this is when I asked them whether there are comments, and I unfortunately couldn't see them in the previous live stream, so I'm sorry. Kimbap. 147. I'm so sorry guys, again. I'm just trying to fast forward a little bit. Dispatcher. It's like they can hear me, but I am not able to. I wasn't able to see their comments because my phone fucked up yesterday. I mean, I don't know why that's the case, but yeah. Oh, hello, Fabian. Only peak periods for express feeder services. For 45 at. With the parent service. Oh, you mean like 45 having an express feeder? Are you fucking serious? Brickland to Bukit. That's a fucking joke. Can't you just like create on normal tram services? Oh my god, it's a joke. SBS starters used to be super strict. That's correct. No means no. They renumbering express feeder to... Dude, that is fucking dumb. You know what? 453, in this case, is literally just 992. 451 is 871. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. No. 452 is 871. 453 is 992. Yes, correct. Okay. Thank you, Darrett, for the information. That finally makes sense right now. Okay, but by the way, I am not... okay, how should I say this? Okay, if you go to my own... Will HEB prices drop? No, they won't, because this fucking government is greedy as shit. Okay, so if you... Okay, you see this thing? Unfortunately, 44 isn't gonna be Pongo Coast to Tampines North. I don't know why people said 44 is actually Pongo Coast to Tampines North, but apparently if they said it was for Changi Airport, the route that I did here is actually correct, but I am not going to change the title of this video because when it was still under discussion, 34E was the original okay, what am I trying to say? They wanted to call 34E in the past based on what my LTA intel has said. So I am not wrong by making this video. It's just now they repackaged and they rebranded it as 44. But 44 is gonna be gone once CRLE opens. 34 would still stay, but basically conceptually it's supposed to be like this. But I win anyway. Technically I managed to get this out before they even said shit about 44. But yeah. They cannot stop me from leaking anyway. Are you fucking serious? What for extended to YouTube? Oh my god. Okay. So in the past, someone actually mentioned they wanted to extend 114 to the zoo, right? But apparently Yochuka is actually... Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Okay, it's logical, but it's like... Why would you want to red-white plate that service? It's so fucking stupid. Okay, but you just have to cross... Why are they information loading us now? Okay, there are no bus stops here, right? So technically, for this 114 extension, you don't even need to like red-white plate it. You could just make it... You could just make it clockwise, anti-clockwise for both directions. You don't even need to like... Because there is no bus stop pair over here. If there's a bus stop pair over here, then 44 would need red and white... Shit. Then 114 would need red and white plates when they extend it to like this. And then where the fuck else would it go? Yochukang Road, Yochukang Road, and then yeah, you get the point. Oh my god. Oh, okay. My friends are all messaging me right now. 146 to Kovan MRT. That one I already leaked it out to you guys long ago. Hold on. Oh fuck my life. I gotta charge my phone. No, sorry, my laptop. Okay. I still don't know what for. Okay, wait. 451. It sounds like a 991C rebranding. It sounds like it. But I'm not sure. I only know, like, based on the comments that I'm receiving, I only know that 452 is basically 871X. Oh god damn it. And 453 is basically 992X. And 44 is 34E rebranding. It's okay, Kenny, because like even I was also shocked when they said like 44 is not the Pongo to Tampines North bus service, but it's actually Changi Airport. I was like, what the fuck? 146 I already... How are they gonna extend? Yeah, it's like so weird. 146 not yet, not until the BTO flats at Hougang South are adequately filled. Ah, correct. 5 new City Direct. Okay, one of them will be the Pongo North to Orchard service, which is like a clone of 14E, except that it goes to Pongo North. The roads at Hougang new BTOs are ready, so it's just a matter of when they announce. By end 2025. Oh my god. What's the purpose of 114 extension? Okay, so in short, the purpose of 114's extension is because like right now you have 104 that like goes down here, right? So you need a bus service from here that takes you westwards as well. That takes you to like the north-south line area, as the north-south line area, so that you can transfer to either NSL or you can transfer to like the bus services along Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6. So that's the point of like extending 114 in the first place. So yes, maybe the 45X is meant to be the Tengah Express service. Like, yeah, correct. That's why I brought that point up. You guys know that like it's literally just 871X and 992X, but yeah, but they renumbered it. Okay, I'm done catching up with the comments. Okay, let me. Oh, where the hell is it? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, at this point in time, at 1 hour and 20 minutes last stream, my live chat got cut off. So yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward and see if I've missed out any more comments. Again, I'm so sorry. I don't know why technology fails me. Oh god. Okay. Oi, 更新してね。2 times scrolling speed. Yeah, I agree. It's just that like I actually do that when I'm like streaming people's videos as well. Or I just like go to here and then I put it on 2 times speed. But yeah. Loki sounds like it could help 163 with demand from Fernvale to Yio Chu Kang, which is correct because it's not just to help out with the demand, but it's also to, in a way, Loki boost 163's frequency as well. Okay, I know it's a little off topic, but today I took 176 passing by Panna Reservoir. I saw the JRL tracks end there, but the ending is very weird. If you look at Google Maps, you can see that the 3 tracks. Okay, basically one of them, I think it's an overrun, and then the other one is basically going to be extended to West Coast area and Kent Ridge. They originally wanted HPV, but they changed it to Kent Ridge like last minute. Will be joined by two tracks at the end, which is correct. Like the 2 tracks are pointed to the reservoir and they are merging towards the West Coast extension, which is correct. Okay, I think this spur line might be an overrun because if you wanted to extend it, at most you could only extend it to like Jalan Buroh or like Jurong Island. No, I don't think Jurong Island they would want to risk like security wise. So at most they would probably end it like at what? Penjuru Road, Jalan Jurong, what the fuck? Jurong Port Road, Fishery Port Road, that area. I don't think it's Jurong Island, but yeah. Either an overrun or like just some provision for like some extension that they haven't announced. I think. I haven't received intel about this. Because even like my intels, the whole Seletar line, the Eastern Region line, they are all North Coast line, which is basically CRLE extension. It's all very, very messy. They haven't really been able to give me like a one correct answer regarding that. Naming artist discography quiz. I don't think I would do well at those. How about the naming all MRT stations? Oh, this one I have tried it before. I got like 4 of them wrong. I got the rest correct. Okay, so I never did the MRT one on stream, but I tried it before. I only couldn't remember 4 of them on my first try, but I remember every single other station. Yeah, correct. And it's like the 182 M thing really fucks you up. Okay, any spawning plans for the next few days? I have no idea as well because I'm a little bit under the weather right now. Yeah, it's like this one, there is no way to like differentiate them. Sharoking trips. The Sharoking trip is really good, quite hard to get. Correct. Yeah, it's like basically I tried to film some of the SWTs. it's just luck. In my streak, I somehow got like 10 correct. Ah, no. And then I restricted the option so that it will show like 182M and few other routes only, and I got so many wrong. You could restrict the options. Holy, I didn't even know. Did I miss any? I think so. Because right now I was just playing chess. Holy crap. I was playing chess and I won all 3 of them completely by luck. Are you kidding me? 21X, 298X, 979X will be renumbered. That is so stupid, but I would welcome the renumbering if you guys actually send 21X into Irrawaddy Road, because there are all the there are all the hospitals there. I'm sure people really want a direct bus that goes to the hospitals as well. I mostly fixated on trunk and feeder routes. Yeah, in a way, I also used to be like that, but thank you to whoever made that quiz, because it really helped me remember all the SWTs. And all the inconsistencies like 86A, 86B being like reverse direction and stuff like that. 33 as well. Mother of fuck. No, what? Oh, where? You fuck piece of shit. Oh my god. Now I gotta fuck do over it. I gotta do it all over again. Oh my god. I'm gonna do it 50 million times again. Oh my god. When my technology fails me. Okay, let's just. You see, it's funny that like right now I have 2 chats. My previous chat and my current chat. Fix it, yeah, okay, thank you guys. And also, Singtel's Wi-Fi sucks. I wish I still had like my Japan Wi-Fi. It was so good. Singapore, the only good Wi-Fi is like some McDonald's outlets, but the best one is still Decathlon. You don't even need to use your like mobile data to like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Your mobile data to like upload videos. You can just go to like Decathlon. Not all outlets have good Wi-Fi, but most of them have. The bigger stores, they tend to have the better Wi-Fi. But even Chua Chu Kang, Boon Lay, Sengkang, Punggol, Tampines, they're good as well. I can never win in chess is hard, man. Like chess is hard. That's why I never get past like 1350 or 1400. I just suck. Bad at yeah, I mean, genuinely, I'm not even that good at chess. Okay, so it's like 451, it sounds like a 991C rebrand. It sounds like it, but I'm not sure. Like an extension of 991C, maybe something along those lines. 452 is like 871X. 453 is like 992X. Yeah, it's like correct. You see, it's like 1 hour into the stream right now, and I cannot even. I'm almost finishing my comments, by the way, but it's like this was like how many comments I missed. So, YouTube, please fix this issue because I don't want to get pissed off over this again. You guys are great. I really don't want to miss my comments. And the good thing about nowadays is that there aren't the stupid kids commenting right now. Seriously, man, like. You know about the thing, right? The Singapore bus community, it's not really the kids that are like dragging us down. It's like the teenagers around the ages of like between the ages of 12 and 19. These people who criticize the kids for shouting open, 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 they are usually the ones who cause trouble in real life. Like they trespass, they shout at people who are under the spectrum, like actually shout at them and then they deny it when questioned. They go around faking cameos, reporting them late, hiding cameos, or like what else do they do? It's like they pretend to be against this kind of bad behavior, but they are the ones complaining about the kids are usually and it's very present. It's really present in Heejin's YouTube channel's comments or even Discord. Like I said, Heejin himself has already admitted to me that his own kids are fucking cancerous. But like, basically, what I'm trying to say is that the people complaining about the kids are the actual problem with this community in general. The adults, they usually just sit back and they don't even bother, I would say. Because seriously, codename New Zealand, he deserves to be in jail. He has committed many crimes. Okay, please, I need the comments, I need the comments. Horse. I like calling them horses and not knights. Okay. Okay, I'm finished. What else was I watching? Oh, okay. God damn it. I'll let this thing stream, I guess. Oh, shh. Yeah. Oh god, there are new comments. Oh yeah, I did this as well. We have a term for those people, tourists. Like a certain... You guys know who I'm talking about. Rigging desktop for ego. Yeah, he doesn't even know how to fucking content farm properly. Yes, 34E. It's okay. I don't really. I just bring it up shortly. I don't even wanna. Jared, has anyone filmed the 301 Yutong or what the fuck 999? Has anybody filmed the 301 Yutong or 922 Yutong yet? Has anybody posted on YouTube? Cause for the 8B5LH, I know they posted already, and thank you. So, thank you so much for it. Okay, so 992 you filmed, 48 they filmed, and 301. Do you know the Regal? Thank you, by the way. Yeah, I actually went to those flats to film the elevators. I combed all of them. So basically, it was like the people who... the blocks that no lift enthusiast has gone to, I try to like clear them if I feel like it. So yeah. Hello. Long time no see, by the way. It's basically like a TIB1234T server reunion here. Yeah, it's like the block 650, which is basically this one. It's like, this is like an actual 2003 or 2004, 2005, or even 2006 Fujitech. It is exactly like the old specs. And then there is also one more, which is like, let me try to search it if I could actually. again. I had to type in Japanese because what the wait, let me try another keyword. Yeah, this one. Fujitech elevator, 珍しい銀の扉。銀の扉。Block 6, 38A, Edgedale Plains, Pongo Drive, Fujitech elevator, diamond silver. So this is exactly like the common Fujitech, but the doors are like, it's diamond, but it's like completely silver. This one is like really, you guys can see, right? It's really exotic. Modernization likely. Pongo recently got new TC running me. Okay, it's the same fate as Sengkang basically. Okay. Same, it's like, it's actually a Fujitech. What is LTA doing? Oh, by the way, the stuff that people actually managed to leak out is only a small fraction of what's actually behind the scenes. But to be fair, the 4, 5, 1, 2, and 3, you know, the 870, 871, 872, 992, you know, all these express feeders, right? Technically, they have been leaked before. It's just nobody really expected them to be 4, 5 something. And okay, I know Rin wasn't here to see it, but basically this thing that I did, it eventually became okay, it used to, so I am not lying about this, it really used to be 34E back when I was told. Then they decided to just use 44 instead for this temporary express service. So yeah, just telling this to Rin because he joined the stream a little bit later than usual. Then the rest, I'm sorry. Document 63, Rumah Tinggi. Oh yes, and by the way, I also did 63A. Okay, what else is there? It's the... How the fuck do I reply to comments like this? I'm just gonna ignore it. Ugh, stupid. I love you, Joban, but I'm sorry, I don't want to see the Mr. Beast bus. Oh, okay. Again, I'm so sorry. It's not the bus that I'm interested in. Okay, I watched this one already. Okay. I caught up. Yes. 44 is 34E. 451 is 991C rebranded in a way, but I don't know whether it'll actually replace 991C or not. 452 is 871X. 453 is 992X. And then the rest of them, it's so hard to remember anyway. It's fucking bullshit. And I was talking about, like, you know how 21X, they should really... Okay, for 21X, even after they fucking renumber it, I'm still gonna call it 21X. I was like, okay, they should really send 21X into this road called Irawadi Road. Like, from Balestier Road, there is this jam-prone road, right? They should actually send it inside here. And then go outside to Novena. Wait, what? 114, 146. Okay, I'll just wait for the comment. Okay, 114 correct. 146 correct. God, what a time to do a live stream, man. Like, holy shit. Oh, okay, so basically they're not like doing it now, I think. I mean, cause okay, I'm just gonna show you guys the... I'm pretty sure it's this road, Hougang Street 12, and I don't know why it's labeled Hougang Avenue 13. Like, is it meant to be avenue or street? But basically, this bus stop is so weird, but basically it's supposed to, like, this one is gonna be converted into like a T-junction. I don't think it's the one below, but it should be this one. Like, it's gonna convert into a T-junction. It's gonna go up Hougang Avenue 1, And then 146 is like gonna, I think I might be wrong, but 146 is gonna look like this. Which is kind of why 53M, they decided to you know what? Like 146 might not even be this. 146 might just terminate here, like just straight up terminate here. Or maybe even not here. I mean, 146, if it's gonna be bidirectional, let me tell you, what would make sense is actually 146 in both directions, going like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this, which means there's no this part, it's just like this in both directions. That makes more sense. Yeah, basically Hougang South Interchange, they could revive it. Oh, the 114 extension, right? So basically that one is quite simple. It's like they don't need red and white plates like I've explained just now to my other viewers. They can just do it bidirectional here, and then they just do it like this and Yio Chu Kang. But whether it's gonna go inside like this area or like go outside, I have no idea. But yeah. As you know, the 44 is just gonna be like 34E. It's just gonna be catering towards like the airport workers, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, when you watch like this video, you would kind of know that this thing is pretty much for like airport workers anyway. So yeah. There is no other way, because it's like, if you think about it logically, even without like looking at the posters or people leaking the routes to you, like what I do usually, you have like 104 going straight to like Serangoon, right? So logically, if you wanted to reach Yio Chu Kang, there is no other way but to, I mean, like from Buangkok Drive. By the way, this dual junction, I think they would cut off the road at like around here. This would be the new junction. From Buangkok Drive, From Buangkok Drive, it'll just pew, like legit just like this. And then, yeah. Oh, it's really 991. Here's the thing, like, I don't even need... By the way, guys, I am only live streaming. I don't even need to see the LTA posters. I already knew that thing was 991C. You see some things, like, when you get experience at it, you could get some details wrong, but you can deduce it even without them explicitly telling you, as long as you have some form of like intel regarding the, like, you know, the feeder services from the feeder express services from Tengah and stuff like that. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I get it. Since 44 is not an actual express service, it's just a peak hour service because they have to cut costs, they're spreading resources thin. Okay, by the way, guys, if you're still not clear, BCEP is basically something called off-peak headway, which means frequency reduction program. I'm using the British spelling, even though I don't have a British accent, but yeah. I mean, yeah. So basically, this thing is basically just this thing repackaged in a euphemistic manner, but in reality, no, I'm evil, haha, that kind of thing. So how this even became a thing was in the year 2019, if I'm not mistaken. the transport minister back then, Kabun 1, is it 2019? He got hospitalized, if you guys remember. And what happened was that this motherfucker called Vivian Balakrishnan, when Kabun 1 was hospitalized, and by the way, Kabun 1 was the one responsible for he seemed useless to the public, but he actually did a lot of good, like for the operation side of things that the public cannot really see. And oh fuck. And basically, oh, by the way, this is my noise cancelling setup right here. I'm turning on the fan because just now there was like noise outside. By the way, Kabun 1 was responsible for like all the express bus services like 12E, 43E, 960E, basically all the E's that were crayon in that, that start of BCM era. Kabun 1 was really afraid that people didn't have a bus alternative when the MRT broke down. So these services, they were meant to be temporary, but right now, this one's permanent, this one's permanent, this one's also permanent. This one, they decided to not continue with it because they gave up on... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just... one by one. Basically, Kabun 1, he really wanted all these buses. But Vivian Balakrishnan, behind Kabun 1's back, even before there was like the C word disease in 2020, I don't want to get demonetized. Even before that, when there wasn't really the whole lack of funds, lack of money, losing money, or like the shortage of bus drivers or the shortage of buses, even before that, keep in mind Ricardo Wang was still reigning at that time. So Vivian Balakrishnan, remember the name, he green-lighted this program even when there was no shortage of buses or no shortage of like funds behind Kabun 1's back when the dude was hospitalized. Do you guys know how fucked up that is? And the reason why he did it was because Vivian Balakrishnan, he just wanted to save money. He's a piece of shit. And basically, this toxic mindset, I'm just going to erase all of this because you guys already, I've already made it known to you, big, the words are big, right? Off-peak headway reduction program, you guys already know this. So this was 2019. And and then there was like, after Kabun 1, the next transport minister was this was the next transport minister, and he was actually good. Right now he's on the decline as a health minister, but like, again, I'm saying this from a foreigner's perspective, but basically you guys know that I despise the incumbents in Singapore, but basically this guy, when he was transport minister, he was actually quite good at it. And then he got rotated to the health department against his own will, and then he just declined after that. But this guy, he was actually good, but the only thing that he did wrong was that he didn't stop Chee Hong Tat from fucking over like these bus services. I mean, eventually this one, they made it M, right? But basically, bye-bye. I mean, this one got cut short, but yeah. So yes, he kind of gave in to the pressure from like Chee Hong Tat and Iswaran. But actually, you kind of know that like, this guy is above him. And this, thank fuck, this guy is no longer in politics. This guy had a dirty plan to cut service 2 to become Tanah Merah to Changi Village, cut service 170 to become Bukit Panjang to like Gali Batu to Queen Street, and not even serving Malaysia. And only 170X would serve Malaysia. What the f is this? And this guy was the one who wanted to withdraw 852. Initially, 852 was supposed to withdraw together with 131M, 139M, I mean, with these two services. But ironically, Chi Hong Tat, who is also a piece of shit, he actually stopped Iswaran, saying that, hey, we have no excuse to cut 852 right now. I would rather we degrade the frequencies of 852, the load drops, and then we can finally justify withdrawing 852. But what ended up happening is that this guy got cut, and now Jeff Xiao is now the transport minister, right? I mean, as an acting transport minister, but his other major role is in finance or something along those lines, right? At least it fits. This service actually got spared from any further rationalization. Okay, 167 was the one that got spared first, and then 852 it got spared afterwards. But basically there was this like whole controversy regarding like 167's withdrawal, right? But the reason was because before the withdrawal, I mean the plans to withdraw, 167 was actually operating at a farebox recovery rate of below 20%. And sorry, below 30%. And below 30% is basically when, if there is no justification for the bus service to exist, it would be considered for like truncation or withdrawal. But nowadays, when they reduce 167's frequency to 30 minutes per bus, 167's farebox recovery rate is actually now it's actually now above 30%. I'm glad there are like 11 viewers now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I'm not responding to your comments right now, but this is actually juicy stuff that I haven't really managed to cover. Okay. So basically, I think I'm just gonna do this. There are some services that are failing really miserably, like this one, for example. And then there's also this one, which is definitely, I think it's something along those lines. These are actually quite bad. Like, I don't know the exact like farebox recovery rates of this, but 167 currently, oh shit, is actually safe from the withdrawal threshold. I'm not sure about 852 what its current FRR is, but they definitely made it so that the frequency at a maximum is like 22 minutes if I'm not mistaken. Is it 24 or 25 or 22? I don't remember, but like basically this thing, I think you could just take it if you want me to put it simply. It kind of escaped the threshold barely, that kind of thing. This one's in danger. This one's in danger, obviously. Like, this one, there is just no justification even keeping this bus service in the first place. And okay, by the way, even 93 is also quite bad, like below 30%. But this one actually has some justification for it to stay. So when there is justification, like the route is very unique, like in the case of this one, or in the case of this one, or even in the case of this one. And in fact, even after TEL, surprisingly, the farebox recovery rate of 36 actually went up. The reason is because, okay, I'll just put it simply, like, people realized that they could hub spoke between 36 and TEL right now. So they found it really convenient. But even in the future, you know that Marina Bay, it's actually faster to transfer from North-South line to Thomson East Coast line via CCL Circle line as opposed to like the actual North-South line to Thomson East Coast line Lingway, right? That transfer is a fucking piece of shit. And because of that, geographically from Marine Parade to Marina Bay, then to Orchard, Somerset, it doesn't really make much sense, right? And because of that, since 36, much faster geographically as well. And even during the F1 disruptions, or I mean, during route diversions, it's still relatively okay. At least you get like a direct route, right? There is also access penalty within Orchard as well, like Lucky Plaza, Tanks Plaza, and stuff like that. But the main reason why 36 will never ever be rational MRT is because it is way too good from Marine Parade to Suntec. It's much faster than any MRT, and from Suntec to Orchard as well. It's like from Marine Parade to Suntec, Marine Parade to Orchard. it's the preferred option for people. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising to see a lot of the like Tangs Plaza, Lucky Plaza services be full of Filipinos during the during weekends, right? They go to church and then they go to like Lucky Plaza to hang out, or they go enjoy picnics at like Bras Basah, City Hall, and even there are picnics in like it's not just them, even Malays do it as well, like Toa Payoh, Paya Lebar, Geylang Serai, that general area. They actually do these picnics, like weekend ones, and because of that, 518, 36, they all get demand. So demographic wise, I mean, this is all the reason why 36 would never ever be rationalized by any form of MRT. So yeah. So when 852 kind of escaped the threshold, and by the way, in case you're curious, 851 has nothing to do with NSL and TEL because simply because, like, hold on, let me just, okay, this is still here. 851 north-south line is like this. 851, what the fuck am I saying? North-south line is like this. Thompson East Coast line is like this. And then there's like Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6 and Marymount Road that is in between this line and this line. And these people, they have no access to MRT at all. What do they rely on to go up north and go down south, or vice versa? They take 851. And this is the reason why 851 can never ever be converted to a fucking rapid service. It has to stay local, otherwise it would fucking lose demand. You want fast? I mean, I'll be like squeezing on board crowded trains, you take this or this. If you want a comfortable ride and a doorstep ride, you take 851. Because 851 along Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6 and Marymount is its own corridor. This is why 851 is able to survive for so long. I mean, the history of 851 is basically, there used to be this bus service called 850, not the express service that we have nowadays, /Hex. And this Hex eventually got carried over to, I don't know about this, but like got carried over to 961, then became C, then became M. This is the reason why 961M even has like the Sunday Raffles Boulevard and Raffles Avenue sector in the first place. And basically, this one used to be a combination of 167 from Bukit Merah to Orchard, and then Orchard to Thomson Road, and from Thomson, Marymount, and Yishun, it is basically 851. Because 167 used to be Harbourfront Interchange, Tanjong Pagar Road, like you follow the old route of present day service 80, minus the Cantonment Link side. I know I've like, I recreated the old 850, the old 167 before, but I was too lazy to camp for a bus that cuts across Keppel Road, so you get the idea. But basically, 167 used to be from Harbourfront, and then it'll go to, it followed service 80, and then it follows 190, then it follows the current 167's route up, then to Sembawang Road. I mean, it was Admiralty Road West, and then they decided to truncate it to Sembawang Road and Terminal instead. But basically, this thing, part of it became 961, part of it became 167, part of it became 961M, and the other half of it got reintroduced as 851, but instead of going to Orchard, it goes to KK Hospital, that Rocher area, Bugis, Hill Street, Chinatown, Tiong Bahru. So this is how this one service eventually was the result of these services even having the current route. This service was basically the mother of all of these bus services, if you would call it. So yeah. I know this is like kind of irrelevant, but since 851 alone is already very strong, right? And they kind of gave up on withdrawing 852 for good, they decided to target this one instead. Because right now it kind of like borrows buses from 807, low key. This bus service doesn't even have its own perm buses. I don't even know where the Citaros are coming from. But basically, 851E doesn't have its own buses. So yeah, basically what I've explained just now is how this thing escaped the rationalization threshold and everything. All of these are now permanent, and 851E is basically now on the chopping block. But it's not immediate. They would slowly, just like what they tried to do with 852. I mean, 852 is already degraded right now, so they don't have to further degrade it. Basically, right now, they are targeting 851E for a full withdrawal, alongside like stuff like 97/E in future. And I don't know if there are gonna be any plans to like rationalize 61 to Bidadari, or rationalize, I don't think it's likely, but like, or rationalize 132 keeping the Bukit Merah to Catholic Junior College and Thompson Road sector. But yeah, I actually don't mind them. I know I'm like kind of against like the feeder integration in general, but I don't even mind them trying to merge 132 and 235 together, because 235's frequency isn't really that good, and this might even make 132 even more popular in that sense, because now you're establishing new links. I mean, again, I disagree with the whole stupid feeder integration in general, but in very, very, very specific cases, this is not to save 132 or anything. 132 still needs the sector between Bukit Merah and Catholic Junior College, but it's to make sure that this service would still be viable in some sense. Like, I'm not touching the purpose of 132 between these sectors. I'm not touching 235. The only downside that I'm like giving to these two bus services is that I am kind of inducing external traffic onto existing 235's route in that sense. But in this very specific context, I feel that it would be okay to make this kind of compromise, because it's not like a lot of people take 235 in the first place. So if you want to sacrifice one Toa Payoh feeder to integrate it into a trunk, like, you know how 63 kind of ate up 382, right? In very, very specific cases like this, and even SBS Transit, when they merged some of the feeders to become one trunk service, they took all of this into account, and usually it's all the neighborhood bus services and not really stuff like this. But if they want to consider something like this, it's not like out of the question or anything. But yeah, I am so sorry. Where was I? God, I just talked a lot, man. It's okay, because I'm just yapping just now. Riding 167E. TL is a good reason why it wouldn't return yet, correct. Fun fact, that 850 was the first ever trunk route in Yishun. And because it ended with a digit 0, I think you mentioned this, it goes to the city. Not every route is like that, but like, in the past, they tried to follow that trend. Even the old Service 50, in case you guys didn't know, 50 and 53 used to originate at a place known as Kaki Bukit, Malay settlement. That was the generic name given to that area. It was like PIE is here, Jalan Eunos is here, and then Kaki Bukit Malay settlement would be the area around here. I don't know if it's like at Aljunied GRC or like slightly below. I completely forgot. But basically, they originated from this place. I don't know what happened to this bus service, but I don't know what eventually happened to the terminating point of 53. The old 53, not the current 53, but there was this bus service that after it moved out of Kaki Bukit Malay settlement, it was like Eunos to Bukit Merah via CBD and via Lengkok Bahru as well. I did a recreation of this route. You can check it in my historical bus route playlist. But basically, because this thing ended with a 0, they're like, oh, CBD. Not all services followed this trend, but a lot of services in the past, they actually followed this trend. I mean, there were exceptions like, 125, 131 and stuff like that. And there's 130 as well, but like, you kind of get the idea that like, whatever ended with a 0 with a few exceptions, they tend to like go into the CBD. And that's the reason why the old 850 and E, it was numbered like that, because it went inside the CBD. Be it Trans Island Bus Services or SBS, I mean, this is now SMRT, right? As long as they had a 0 at the back, you could kind of guess that it went to the city. And even the old TIPS era, okay, I know it's Trans Island Bus Services, but I'm just gonna say this thing from Woodlands to Shenton Way, it was via like what, Coleman Street, if I'm not mistaken. And then the one that, so basically like 950 was kind of like 960, modern day 960E, except this thing went, 950 in the past is basically 960E that goes to Shenton Way instead of like Marina Center, because the one that went to Marina Center was actually 952 via Orchard. But basically, the main thing is that this thing was introduced in like the late 1990s as sort of a like replacement for the loss of 950. So the common thing is that both of them, they had digit 0. Even late into 1990s, this kind of trend whereby, oh, it goes to the city center, right? Let's add a 0. And then there's also another example. The old service 5. Well, this one technically didn't really go to Shenton Way or anything. It's basically like 970 up till half long, and then it just follows 961 a little bit, right? When it got renumbered, actually it was still TIPS, but you know what? Like, I really cannot stand it when people say, hey, TIPS and SMRT, they're completely different things, when literally both of them are the same fucking entity, okay? That's why when I say SSB, CSS, TIPS, and SMRT, I mean, when I say all of these, or even Bus Plus, they are effectively SMRT, under the SMRT wing. And SMRT is owned by Temasek Holdings, so technically all of them are under the Temasek Holdings umbrella sort of thing. But basically that's not relevant, but I'm just a little pissed off at some people. But anyway, thankfully my comments are still working. When they renumbered service 5 to 970, you see the 0 thing even continued. Like, the trend even continued all the way. I think 970 was like, shit, hold on. This thing was withdrawn 1999. I forgot when 970 was introduced, but I think it was 1999 as well, because people complained about the loss of service 5, right? So they introduced this to cover service 5. So I think it was the same year. Even in the late 1990s, they still kind of followed the trend that if the last digit is 0, most likely it's a CBD bus service. Okay, replying to Volve, I was gonna say Volvo, but okay, Volve Games. Okay, so they asked the question about 960 and 961, right? Well, okay, this is just a very, very simplified explanation, but this one was kind of a revival of the old 950, except that this one is more local. It has Woodlands Road, Bukit Panjang Road, Jelebu, Petir, Pending, and then this one goes to Marina Center instead of Shenton Way, right? This one was revived. Well, actually, when it still had the Rapid Bus branding, 700 used to be Woodlands to Shenton Way, and it was like BKE Bukit Panjang Road, Woodlands Avenue 3 to, because this thing was introduced in 1998. Woodlands Regional Interchange had already opened, so it wasn't like this thing started at like the terminal at Woodlands Center Road or anything. No. So tip 700, it used to be like legit like 960, except one minor detail. So tip 700, it used to be just the whole stretch of Bukit Panjang Road. So when 960, when it got revived, low-key revived in the form of 960, they made improvements to the original 700 routing. So they was like this, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna throw Jelebu, Petir, Pending, done. And 700, when this thing got truncated, it actually went via, okay, you know this thing is the old, I mean, it's the same place anyway, so the way it turned inside and went outside is completely the same. But 700, for a long period of time, was like, okay, I'm just gonna Bukit Panjang Road and pyong. And then, when this thing called 343 renumbered to 921, and then 921 got scrapped. By the way, I have taken 921 when it had normal size buses, and also when it had Bus Plus buses as well. I've taken both eras, by the way. I cannot remember what model I boarded on 921, like the 12-meter bus, when it was still in the 12-meter bus era. But basically, when 921 went bye-bye, they made it so that 700, instead of going like this, it took over 921 sector. And now 700 is gone, right? So now 972 became the successor. I mean, it was 971 first, and then 972 eventually became the successor of Service 700. And right now, I know 921 and 973 are not related, but essentially, 973 is what 921 or 343 would have been if it still existed. It's basically an extension of 921 that loops at Hillview and Hugh. So yeah. Okay, I'm fucking sorry, I sidetracked a lot, but basically, back to your question. Okay, but basically the reason why I brought this up was because I wanted to show you guys about how the original TIPS 700 was the reason why 960 even has the Woodlands Road sector in the first place. They just improved on it to make it throw inside Jelebu, Petir, Pending. So when learning about history, I have to bring up all these like small intricacies as well. TIB 1234T is more general, but for me, I'm going to go into the finer details so that you guys actually fully understand like the entire history of bus services. So it's not like, you know, some of these, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of these like neurodivergent bus enthusiasts, they have a tendency to like just copy paste code, and then when they regurgitate or memorize stuff, they are like, oh, Service 700 was like withdrawn in this year, and then what else do they say? It's like on 1st January 2025 this was renumbered as, it's like they memorize it in such a rigid way that it's like, no offense, but it's like, it's not really interactive and fun. Again, not insulting them, but it's like they tend to memorize in like a very, very rigid way that kind of turns off people from even wanting to learn about history, because they find that these people are like so-called nerdy, right? So my job right now is basically to give you guys the full story, but explain it in a way that you guys will be able to understand and resonate better. Like I draw stuff and stuff like that. So okay, back to the question. Again, no hate on those people. I'm just saying my general observations. Because here's the thing, I myself, I am not neurodivergent, but a lot of the neurodivergent kids, like bus fans, they decided to add me on like Facebook. So I was like, okay, I add them, and then over time I sort of like picked up on their traits, how they behave and stuff like that. So yeah. So basically, the whole 960 and 961 thing, to answer your question, it's not really because, oh, this thing, I mean, you're not wrong to say that the 96X series is derived from like, okay, we want this one to go to Marina Center, which is near the CBD, so okay, this numbering checks out. And then since we have a route that's nearby, 961, we're gonna number it 961. So the logic of like 96X, I mean, your comment regarding to your comment, it's not wrong. In fact, this is what they actually consider. But if you really want to know like the finer details, it is simply because 950, you know, is 0, right? So they revived it as 960. And because tips 181 historically, okay, historically it was 181, right? They don't want to change this digit. So I know there's 944 and 992, that kind of bullshit nowadays, but in the past, Trans Island Bus Services was like, hey, I don't want to touch the last number. I want it to be memorable in a good way. Like, I want my passengers to be able to remember what service this is, what it got renumbered from. So I was like, okay, Woodlands, right? 181, coincidentally, it had a digit 1. So I was like, okay, there's 960, right? I'm going to renumber it 961 because it starts from Woodlands. And again, the reason why I'm explaining all of this is because when some YouTubers, they talk about like why 298 was delayed, why it didn't shift into Tampines North together with like 18 and 129, right? There was one YouTuber, I cannot remember who, and I don't blame them for saying this, but they are saying that like, oh, you know the bus stops at Tampines Street, whatever that fucking street is called. You get my point, right? This is like the main road, and then there's like a street that only 298 goes to. They stated that the bus stops were not ready. Correct. But that is only one small part of the story. 298 was supposed to be a dual loop service. So basically there's like the whole west loop, right? I know I'm not drawing it properly, but basically it's supposed to have like that. You get my point, right? And then they wanted to temporarily make 298 a town link that it's basically the same route except that it wouldn't call any stops along this road. So instead of going inside Tampines North Interchange, which wasn't ready at that time, they were only deciding that, okay, we're gonna have bus stops here. We don't want to construct the bus stops here yet, but basically it's supposed to look something like this. Like, the essence of the route is exactly the same. It's just that, how do I put it? Essence of the route is the same, but the finer details of the route are not exactly identical to the current 298. I mean, the only difference is literally this sector and then this sector, right? But basically, they decided that, okay, we're gonna actually rush Tampines North Interchange. Take a calculated risk, if I would say it. Hurry up with the ITH. We don't want this interim town link conversion plan because it'll be way too confusing for the residents to grasp, right? So they are like, okay, we're gonna rush 298. Screw this thing. We're just gonna send it to Tampines North immediately. Like this. So when you see all these like transit YouTube bus enthusiasts YouTubers explaining things, what they're explaining is technically not wrong, but they didn't manage to get the full picture of why 298's extension was even delayed in the first place. And it's because, yes, the bus stops aren't ready, but that's only like the tip of the iceberg. It's not the full story on why 298 even got delayed in the first place. It's because they changed the plans last minute. They have to re-crayon everything. They have to like reconsolidate everything, show them to their boss, bureaucracy and all that sort of thing. That is the real reason why 298 got delayed, and it's not just merely because, oh, the bus stops haven't finished construction. So again, when these people bring out their points, they're not wrong. It's just that they left out all the finer details when explaining these things, and that is where my job is. And the same thing goes for like 506. Like I told you, original plan, solution 1 was basically Bidadari Park Drive, loop at Alcove Crescent, and start service immediately. So it's like last stop, OS, start service, no break at all. SBS didn't like it. Second solution was Upper Serangoon Road, Bidadari Park Drive. And then this is the last stop. They would OS to this temporary layover container. But this was not made possible because Bidadari Park Drive, the junction, was okay. So okay, there used to be a plan for a layover container, like, you know, Siglap Link had a container for 135, right? There used to be a plan for a container, but they were like, okay, Bidadari Park Drive, the junction isn't ready yet. It was supposed to be like last stop, off service, layover, turn around, one big round, Bartley Road, Upper Serangoon Road, Upper Aljunied Road, and then start service here. So basically, you get a lot of like dead mileage. Not just that, it isn't the most ideal place to just make the bus captain's layover at a container. The one misconception that I've explained this before, that many bus fans have, is that the whole Serangoon, the whole Serangoon thing is because Blue Ribbon made it truncate to Serangoon, because it's like, oh my god, 95 goes to Lorong 1 Geylang, right? And they didn't want to duplicate 95, so they sent 506 to Serangoon. That's fucking bullshit. The real reason is because this bus service, I don't know whether the plans have been shelved or not, was destined for Woodley ITH in the first place. But because obviously the fucking ITH isn't even done, the Bidadari Park Drive X Bartley Road junction isn't even done in the first place, they were like, I mean, technically, even if that junction wasn't done, they could probably make the buses like do some sort of U-turn, even though that's not the best idea anyway. But yeah, this bus service was meant for Bidadari in the first place. Serangoon was only because SBS told LTA, hey, fuck your idea, you are not concerned about bus captain welfare. We do have a space, even though it's only like 1 or 2 lots available at Serangoon interchange to Park 506. We are okay with using Serangoon in the meantime before 506 eventually shifts to Bidadari. But whether 506 is going to shift to Bidadari in the first place or not, I have no idea whether they shelved that plan or not. But I am telling you, I've seen everything from start to finish. This is the real reason why 506 is even at Serangoon right now. So yes, this is my point about people need to understand the full story. Even 181, like 181 used to be from like what? Commonwealth Buona Vista Terminal. It's Commonwealth Avenue Terminal, but you can take it as Buona Vista Terminal. It used to be like and then it goes to like Bukit Panjang. And then there was like 182, which was from like what? Jalan Buroh area, goes to CBD, and then or somewhere near CBD at least, and then it goes like Rocher and everything, and then it stops at Beauty World. So it's like 181 and 182 were literally like, one of them was like this, and then 181 was even more ridiculous. It was like and Bukit Panjang. How 181 even became 961, like the route changed so that this thing is like now like this instead and goes to Lorong 1 Geylang. I have no idea why this route even changed like this. Like, I still cannot believe the old 181, which is 961's predecessor, is like so different from the 961 you all see today. But then again, you could even say the old 125, which was from 125 used to be similar to 131, by the way. Even right now, I cannot even tell you guys exactly how 125 and 131 was different. Like 125 from Bukit Merah literally, okay, minus Bukit Permai Avenue, literally had the exact same throw as 131 had within Telok Blangah Way. So the thing is, like 125 is like, right now, the current route is completely different. Even 173, the current route is completely different. It used to be like New Bridge Road to Princess Elizabeth Bus Terminal at Elizabeth Drive, at Jalan Batu Nilam, Hillview. 173, right? Yeah. And then there's even like 185. The first generation was Clementi to Bukit Merah. The second generation eventually became 985. It used to be from Shenton Way to Choa Chu Kang. Then it got cut short to Beauty World, and then the sector between the sector between Shenton Way and Farrer Road was compensated in 186. 186 used to loop at like Kiem Hock or something. And then because 124 used to go via Scotts Road, Stevens Road, Whitley Road, Thompson Balestier Road into St. Mike's. They changed it so that 186 took over 124's original sector, and 124 now goes via Scotts Road, Newton Road, Moulmein Road, Balestier Road. It basically took over 123's old sector. Yeah, and like 123 was like St. Mike's to New Bridge Road back then. I've done a whole video about why 123 is this whole keyhole service shaped like a mushroom or a keyhole in the first place. Yeah. It's not surprising that like previous 181 and 961, despite the routes being so different, they are actually related. The route changed over time. So again, this is why learning about bus history is so important. You actually learn the reason why certain sectors are even designed the way they are, and why you shouldn't just haphazardly reroute buses in the first place. Like, can you imagine like 185, the second generation, even started this entire chain reaction of amendments from 186 to 124 and then to 123, like different bus services taking over each other's sectors as well. It's a chain reaction. I'm not saying that like you have to do this kind of chain reaction nowadays. It's just that like this, if you want the full explanation, you gotta understand like this whole chain reaction, and it comes with experience, of course. Holy shit, I've yapped a lot. I need to read comments again. Sorry guys. By the way, at least the comments are working. Projected to serve Hougang Avenue 3 based on the press release. Oh, it's just projected, but to be honest, I don't. It is actually Hougang Avenue 3. There are already bus stops at like Hougang Street 12 and then Avenue 13. Street or Avenue 13, basically whatever that road is gonna be eventually called. Okay. Can we introduce a 132M to replace 235? We can do that, although to be honest, the final plan would basically be so that 132 goes bye-bye. 132M would become the new 132. You know the 66C and 66 thingy, right? I could foresee this thing happening. Like, I know it's just conceptually, but I could foresee it happening. Yeah, 160. Okay, by the way, Fabian brought up a good point as well. In case you didn't know, Admiralty Road West, which is basically at the junction between Canberra Road and Admiralty Road West, you know the area where 856 and 981 turns, right? Yeah, it was from here to Crawford. Again, this is not the earliest rendition of 160's route, but this is the one that's the most famous. This is before extending to GL1. The reason why present-day 961 and 980 even have Beach Road, Crawford Street, and then in the other direction, it's like Crawford Street, North Bridge Road, Jalan Sultan, and Beach Road in the first place, is because the bus terminal used to be here, and then the bus services were like, terminate, turn one round. Because it's a roadside terminal, you're not gonna like U-turn to this side, right? So the whole North Bridge Road and Jalan Sultan thingy was a result of history. I know it's hard to believe, but it's actually used to be part of history. This one is basically, I would say, if you know present day Scheme B bus service 640, the old TIPS 161 used to be kind of the same. And then there was another 164 which wasn't, it made its way to TIPS, but didn't last very long, and eventually got withdrawn. This one was like what? Sembawang Road End, I completely forgot. And then this thing plied like the entire Clemenceau Avenue. Before CT was a thing, Clemenceau Avenue and Clemenceau Avenue North were just one entire road. So 164 actually plied that. And I think this one was like to what? Upper Cross Street, I think. I could be mistaken, but yeah. 13, not as TIPS. As TIPS, it already got truncated to Toa Payoh, but this thing used to be like Harbourfront to Jalan Kayu. I've done like a modernization of the route before, so you can check them out. This one, Okay, Fabian is referring to like the old 16... Shit. The current 162's old route before it got cut. But then there was another 162 which was from like Ang Mo Kio. Again, I gotta put an asterisk on this one. It was from Ang Mo Kio to Lorong 3 Geylang Loop. So, yeah, you could say that 162, one generation of it, like the the current generation of 162, it used to go into the CBD, which is not wrong. Although, historically, when you really turn your clock, you really turn back time, you would realize that the original 162 never went into the CBD at all. But yeah, this one is one that like breaks the trend. And there is also another trend as well. Basically, there's like the whole renumbering of... what the fuck am I saying? These all got integrated together. So 67 used to be like Serangoon Road, PIE, Tampines Avenue 5, and Tampines. And because this thing and this thing and this thing okay, 19 was like Bedok to Bedok to Pasir Ris Drive 6 loop, and then this one 4 was like somewhere near St. Mike's to was it Bedok? And then the old 21 was like Geylang Lorong 1 to I don't know, fuck knows where. It's like, I think this one was like via Bedok Reservoir Road as well, but basically, was it Pasir Ris? But yeah, when these three got integrated into 21, the St. Mike's to Bedok sector, starting from Lavender Street to be exact, this thing was the reason of 67 not going via PIE anymore. So 67's east-west line parallel sector was the result of the entire integration between 419 and 21 into the current present day 21. And this bus service, the old service 4, was the result of 67 not using PIE anymore. You see, this is how you explain things. So this one used to be Choa Chu Kang to Tampines via Serangoon Road and then Jalan Koyam Air, PIE. But eventually, when Service 4 got integrated into 41921 got integrated, basically this Service 4, the local sector of Service 4 got absorbed into 67, and basically the PIE sector is bye-bye. It's the same thing as 23. 23 now still applies PIE, but 23 didn't have that Bedok North Road and Temasek Poly sector, because back then Temasek Poly wasn't a thing. So it was like just PIE, Tampines Avenue 5, and then Tampines. And 23, the reason why it survives nowadays is because they amended it to Temasek Poly in the first place. So yeah, that's history. And then, shit, I wanted to talk about another thing. I completely forgot. Where was I? Shit. Oh no. I yap and yap and yap and yap and yap. I completely lose my train of thought. Fuck. Okay, give me a minute. Oh, God. Shit, where was I? 160, 161, 162, 16. Okay, you know what? I lost my train of thought. Fuck it. Okay, I was trying to say that, like, you know, you might think that, like, okay, all these series used to go into CBD or what, but no, sometimes you have to like look at the entire history before you you know, okay, whatever. Okay, so there is actually a limit today, I found out. Okay, let me just read comments. Political map to turn blue in one fell swoop. Honestly, we all want that. Like, let's say Singapore, right? I want the eastern half of Singapore to become like this, okay? I want this to happen in the future, but okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, okay. Fabian made a mistake because 162 was never under tips. I think what Fabian was trying to say is this one. Oh shit, this one. So what Fabian was actually referring to is that these two, these four are the ones that went into the CBD, and yes, correct. All of them, they were under tips, except this one. When it went to the CBD, when it went under tips, it was already Toa Payoh. The one I think Fabian was trying to say is, if you really want to be very specific with the history, the one that went, not the CBD, but like Chinatown, is actually 103. Jalan Kayu to... But in the past, like, 102 was like Jalan Kayu to Chinatown. Yeah, yes, 102. Is it 102? And then 103 was like Jalan Kayu to Buona Vista Terminal. So service 2, service 12, 103. This one was via Margaret Drive, but essentially service 2 and 103, they all plied like shit. I don't know about 103, but like I know 103 used to be Buona Vista Terminal, but service 2, service 3, they used to be like Commonwealth Avenue, Queensway, Jalan Bukit Merah, and then the entire Chinatown sector. But yeah, that's all based on history. Okay, whatever. You get my point. Okay, let me read comments. Oh, 970 was introduced on August 20, 2000. Okay. So it was actually the backlash of Service 5. It started when BPRT opened, and then 970 only got introduced like as compensation 1 year later. I think this was December, and then what date was it? August. So it took 8 months for Trans Island Bus Service to properly compensate the residents. Okay, today I learned. Thank you, Kenny. Okay. Seriously, nowadays Hougang bus interchange is too overcrowded. As okay, please learn how to use punctuation in your sentences, because I have genuinely I have trouble reading them sometimes. It's not a personal attack on you, but like sometimes I really find it hard to read your comments. Hougang bus interchange is too overcrowded, as there's only one row of parking lots when you can throw some service to Buangkok or Hougang South. But when you throw services from like Hougang Central to either Kovan or Buangkok, you need to be careful. You cannot just like throw them right, up, down, right, left, anyhow. You need to be smart with it. He still needs to get conscripted. No. But why was 167 not changed to 987? When 160 got changed to 980, but why was 167 not changed? I don't have the answer to that question, but technically they didn't change 169 to 989. I think it's inconsistent because you know, right, like last time there was this one, it was introduced later. It was at Sembawang, right? And then there was this, like, they had this thing in Sembawang, they had this thing in Choa Chu Kang, they had this thing in Choa Chu Kang. So they were like, I guess the reason is because they just didn't want 160 anymore. They just didn't like this number. They decided to change it to 980. The specifics I have no idea, but technically you could argue that like since 169 never got renumbered, so 167 there was no need to like renumber it as well. I think that's the best way I could try to explain it to you. 125 basically got withdrawn and they reused the number. Yeah, not wrong. LTA logic to fix NEL is add one more city direct instead of... Okay, I don't get why people are complaining about Seletar line is still under feasibility study. It's not even a guarantee that they would even want to build it in the first place. And here's the thing. If they can use buses, so be it. Whether Seletar line comes out or not, I don't know, but like, I don't think it's a big deal. Any particular reason why LTA is extending 114 to Yio Chu Kang? Is it to relieve the demand for... That's assuming it even goes by Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5 in the first place, but I don't think so. I think it's just Yio Chu Kang Road. Because 104 already has a connection to, like, you can just transfer... Like, nearby you already have service 50 that takes you to IT College Central. So you don't need another bus service to clone it. It makes more sense to relieve like 163 instead, because 163 has bad frequency. It would make more sense for 114 to like go via Yio Chu Kang Road instead. If you actually send 114 to IT College Central, you're gonna strain the service because there's gonna be way too much demand coming from here. So to avoid that, you should send 114 in this Yio Chu Kang Road direction instead. So yeah, hopefully that answers Chan Yong Kyung's question. Does 114 extension have anything to do with enthusiast suggestions? Low-key, I think yes, but I am not entirely sure. Okay. Imagine it goes via Yio Chu Kang Road and then it turns into... Okay, that is quite wild. It is technically possible, but like... they don't really wanna... You know, since 114 serves like a residential estate, right? They don't really want the congestion over at CTE to carry over to this... I mean, on paper it's possible, but like they really don't want the expressway I know there are slip roads, but still, I don't think they would actually want to, you know, risk it. Because Yio Chu Kang, I mean, that sector can be congestion prone, right? They don't want it to spill the effects of the congestion to spill over to like the Buangkok side. So anyway, this pretty much sums up that like 114 is not useless. It has a purpose. So I don't know why bus enthusiasts say this bus service is useless. I mean, like, you guys gotta think, right? The residents themselves didn't want this thing to be extended to Bangkok because, I mean, like, you look at this area. "101 serves this bus stop and this bus stop. And by making 101 skip these two bus stops and going like this instead, you're making them having to like walk like this. And you know that modern day HDBs, they are not easy to like cut across. And not just that, rain shelter is also another thing. The residents literally rejected 101. So they had no choice but to give them a 114. And then they were like, okay, 114 is like kind of lame, right? We need to sort of like justify why we even put double deckers on that. Even 114, when it gets extended to Yio Chu Kang, Betty buses are not out of the question. I mean, it can... You can even dual depot this thing with the new Ang Mo Kio depot. So they're like, okay, let's justify the high capacity buses on 114. Let's send it to Yio Chu Kang. I think that's the explanation. LT would do the... Yeah, that's correct. The straight route is what they would do these days. Oh, okay. But okay, regarding 185, this one I have to actually make it clear. The reason is because 99, you know, it's prone to bunching and it has shit-ass reliability, right? So 99 goes Boon Lay Way, Jurong Town Hall Road, and then Jurong East 71, right? 185 was designed to serve Clementi Avenue 6 because that area only had 189 and it is underserved. So it's for these people to have an option to the west as well. So 185 was designed intentionally because this sector of PIE isn't really that congestion prone, and it's also because like 99 is like fucking slow, so they decided to give you like a semi-express version of 99 in the form of 185, and they make it so that this thing doesn't clone this thing too much. Because imagine you have 99 alone. It's gonna become another like 190 situation. So they are like, okay, no. Let's introduce this one. At lower frequencies, okay, fine. But this is the purpose of why 185 even takes PIE, because 185, they don't want it to touch this sector that 99 serves. Oh, by the way, regarding the new services, Joel has already kindly relayed the info to me, so the chat knows everything already. Okay, 201. Okay, how do I explain 201? Sorry, by the comments, I'm going by order, by the way. So 201, it's Crayon as a result of them wanting to truncate 189, right? Okay, history of 189. 189 didn't have like that entire Bukit Batok Central, Bukit Batok Avenue 1. Oh shit. 189 didn't have this entire sector last time. 189 from Bukit Batok all the way to Buona Vista, this was the old 106. Because 106 used to terminate at, I think, either Buona Vista Terminal or Ulu Pandan Terminal. I cannot remember which one. I mean Commonwealth Avenue Terminal. But I would just say Buona Vista so that you guys have a clearer picture of it. So basically what I want to say is that, how do I put it? Shit. Is my stream monetized? Hold on. Oh, thank goodness. I thought my stream was not monetized because I had problems setting it the first time, and then I was like, imagine I yap all of this and then all my effort goes to waste. I would fucking cry. Okay, but thankfully, I'm sorry guys. Okay, by the way, so 106 used to end around the Buona Vista area. So in the past, 106 between Bukit Batok to Buona Vista MRT, that route used to belong to 189. And 189 used to be like, I don't know if it was Commonwealth Avenue or Margaret Drive. I believe it was Commonwealth Avenue, Alexandra Road, Lower Delta Road, Jalan Bukit Merah. And then from there on, it would copy Kampong Bahru Road, it would copy 167, and then it would loop at St. Andrews Road, and then it got extended to Marina Center Terminal. And eventually, this thing got truncated to terminate at, it was like Harbour Drive. Then it got extended to Kent Ridge, and then Harbour Drive became 189A or something along those lines. Then they were like, okay, fuck Harbour Drive, let's just terminate it at Kent Ridge. So that's the whole history. And then 189, basically, I forgot to mention, this entire sector, I mean this whole Bukit Batok Depot loop, used to be part of SBS. This service never actually made it to Trans Island Bus Services, because this one was SBS all the way to like year 1999 or 2000, I can't remember. But basically, 189, the reason why it even has like the whole Bukit Batok Central Avenue 1, East Avenue 6, Street 23 area is because it just straight up ate up 366. And in compensation, 106 got extended from Buona Vista area to cover up 189's deleted sectors. That is why 106 is even straight. From Bukit Batok to Clementi to Buona Vista, it's even straight in the first place because it took over 189's old route. See? Some of you might think 106 used to be like this, but no. It used to be part of 189's route. So yeah, you learn everything you learn a new thing every day. And I was also talking about like how the old Serangoon bus services, 105, it became 102A, and then the current 105 didn't start from Serangoon Garden Terminal, but it started at Serangoon Central, that bus interchange. But basically, the entire series, let's ignore this and let's just call it 102A. This entire series originated not from Serangoon Central but Serangoon Garden. So when bus enthusiasts tell you that, hey, did you guys know 106 used to serve Serangoon? They are not giving you the full story. 106 originated from Serangoon Garden Circus. And the only new bus service is 109. That number had never been used in history. And 109, current 109 is like the first ever generation. So at this point of time, 106 was still up till like Serangoon, basically. But at that point of time, they already pretty much like swapped the pretty much like this, if you would say. So 189 was like, to answer your question, they converted 189 to like this, right? So they were like, okay, let's create a new route to cover the missing sectors between Kent West Coast, Clementi Avenue 2, and this site, right? But they didn't want this to terminate at Clementi because it's like quite it would just be quite a lame route, right? So they were like, where else can we serve? And then they found out that Teban and Pandan Gardens, they had they had a bus to Jurong East. Can you imagine? It's like, if they didn't have 201, I mean, there was a time, right? Like, there was like 241, then became 331. I mean, this one is Jurong Interchange. This one was Jurong East Interchange. And then eventually this thing became 143M in essence. So in the past, people from Teban Garden and Pandan Garden, they had 51 as well. They had to like go to Jurong East just to go eastbound on the east-west line. So they were like, hey, let's make it easier for the residents. Let's not make everybody crowd at Jurong East. Nobody wants to go west than to go east again, right? So 201, Teban Garden, Pandan Garden, right? So they were like, let's link this entire area up. I mean, they could have done Jurong Town Hall Road, Jurong East Street 11 and Boon Lay Way, right? But they were like, no, I want it to be faster. Yes, there might be congestion, but during non-congestion hours, I want people from Pandan Garden and Teban Garden to have fast access to Clementi. So that is the reason why 201, to answer your question, even uses AYE in the first place. But before I even explain 201, I need to give you the entire history of 189 so that nobody gets left behind, nobody gets confused. Actually, I was thinking they could extend both. That would be okay. I don't mind I've told this suggestion to one of my commenters. I don't mind extending 329 to basically, let's go back to, where the hell is it? Okay. So like, okay, zoom out. I mean, this thing is not new. I've already shared this suggestion to people, but basically, they were like, why not we extend 101 to Buangkok, right? Via like this. But here's the thing. People that take 101 along these two bus stops, they would complain as well. I mean, that's the one the one shortcoming of this amendment. But if you wanted to do like, let's say 101 go like this, and then 329 you go like this, right? 329, and then you somehow reroute it to like Sengkang West Depot. Provided the residents are okay with 329 converting into a trunk, it is possible. But again, there is a reason why people oppose the 101. It's not just these bus stops. I think people along these two bus stops, they also wanted 101 as well. So they were like, okay, it's best to just keep 101 as a loop. This would actually... The one good thing I do have to acknowledge is that this actually gives you more room to play with 114 in general. So it's like, you could just... And then you want to send it to like Choa Chu Kang, because there used to be a plan for a Choa Chu Kang to Hougang service. I don't know if it was like the old 41 or like the old 117, but basically you can find it in Public Transport Council's rejected routes list. They actually publicized it, unlike fucking LTA, which means I have to do the job of publicizing it. So if you wanted to extend 114 to like via Mandai, like you want to extend it to UT Choa Chu Kang or like Bukit Panjang, there is potential. It's just you need to justify whether people really want to commute like this or not. You need to bank on IT College West people. You tell them that, hey, this route we're going to be introducing, it's much faster than 161, and it doesn't really get caught in the SLE jams. At most, it's just Mandai, right? You need to be able to justify this as a strong alternative to 161 to even be able to do this. Because one of my commenters, they were saying, hey, why not let's extend 168 to UT and Choa Chu Kang instead? But I was like, no. 168 has to touch Woodlands ITH, Integrated Transport Hub. Woodlands Regional Interchange, whatever you call it, it has to touch it because all the demand comes from there. So, but in compensation, if let's say you extend 329 like this, you make 101 like this, and then you make 114 a competitor to 161, I think it is possible. I just think it's possible. Because right now, it is still much better than, like, let's say, this thing you have to transfer to, like... Can you even transfer? I don't think this is even possible. You see, that's why I'm like... The reason why I'm saying this is because I feel that this idea in general... I'm sorry about my camera zoom settings, by the way. I think this idea has, like, a lot of untapped potential, but this assumes people would be okay with 101. This assumes people would be okay with 329 becoming a trunk. Because, like, I think Buangkok Drive is like the cutoff between Hougang planning area and Sengkang planning area. Just think of it as like Sengkang GRC kind of thing. I love hammer. Okay. Is it expected for service for 146 to extend to Kovan MRT? Correct. More extensions for 146? No, it's just Kovan. Kovan is permanent. It would be fun to see Bendi's in Serangoon today. True. But honestly, no service in Serangoon currently needs Bendi's. Except... I could justify Bendi's on 58 in future. Like when the whole PLAB opens and then people are like, hey, we want... It's the fastest route from Kaki Bukit to Tampines Avenue 10 to IKEA to Pasir Ris West, right? I could actually justify Bendy buses on 58, but that's not a priority. The priority is this one. Even the 53 can take double deckers. 53's route profile is way more suitable for Bendy buses, and people along Pasir Ris Drive 1 would attest to that. The traffic there, yeah, fuck next, and fuck whoever designed the next bus stop so that there's a taxi stand over here and then there's a bus stop over here. Who the fuck came up with this kind of stupid ass design? Can you make it so that Serangoon Central, there is actually a dedicated place for like the taxis to go inside and lay over without like affecting the external traffic? Yeah, like what the fuck? 114 throw at Yio Chu Kang versus straight is similar to... I get what you mean, like it's kind of like another 86 in that sense. Will there be any more bus service from Buangkok ITH and Punggol Coast ITH? Okay, Punggol Coast, there is that new bus service to Tampines North, which they haven't announced yet. But they have announced it like way before, so I think this one got delayed for I don't know what reason, but yeah. Buangkok ITH. Okay, by the way, Bidadari, I'm just gonna... Woodley ITH, I'm just going to say that the full range of services are as follows. Oh shit, there is space for one more, but basically these are the existing ones. This one, I don't know whether it's still gonna be a thing or not, but this is the full range of services that were supposed to be at Bidadari. And then for Buangkok, it's not wrong to say that like... wait, how many bus services are there currently? Okay, this one, it got rejected. They decided not to even though it's within the same planning zone, Buangkok and Sengkang are Sengkang GRC. I mean, planning zone is the same, but like, they decided not to extend this because they're like, okay, we already have this thing going to Buangkok ITH, we don't need 374 anymore. It's just overcomplicating things. And this one, I don't know if this one is postponed or completely shelved. But technically, if you're curious, these two were meant to be in Buangkok, but this one, they completely shelved it, and this one, TBC. I don't even know if my intels have anything regarding this. But yeah, Pongo Coast, I think there's just that one other service. Although to be honest, what I would like to see, this is not official, but what I would like to see is either this thing or this thing going to Pongo Coast. Just one of them. You don't need both of them, but you could do both. I've toyed with the idea before, but like you just need one of them to act as like an MRT redundancy kind of thing. But even aside the MRT redundancy, it should serve its own purpose as well. 100 need bendy as too overcrowded. Split shift only. I don't think 100 needs full day bendies. Take 104 is finally a proper trunk. NEL bus stop design is suckish. Okay, Sengkang East Road, Sengkang East Road, Sengkang East Way, I have no complaints. The one major complaint I have is that, like, you see Sengkang Square, and this is Compassville Road, right? This road shouldn't exist. In fact, the mall, Compass Point is here, right? Now it's Compass 1, but I remember it as Compass Point. The C theme. Seriously, they ruin all the good malls, but it should have been, the bus interchange should have been this big. Honestly. This Sengkang Square Road shouldn't exist. But even then, you could be like, okay, I'm gonna put a small stub at here so that there's like at least a car park entrance to like Compass Point, right? Compass 1, whatever you call it. But seriously, like, this is how big the bus interchange should have been. You want to build a mall here, it's fine as well. I was like, why can't this area be like North Point, like Yishun, North Point 1 and North Point 2, but actually having enough space to accommodate the bus interchange and not whatever the fuck they've just done at North Point. North Point is way too small, I would say. Okay, more comments. Where do you see the PTC rejected bus routes? Unfortunately, I forgot where I saw it from. But they did publicize it. You just have to dig for it. I'm so sorry I don't have the link. Buangkok, I think, could save one service for future PLAB region. I agree as well. Because simply, 87 is not enough. You need another 87 clone that does a different job as opposed to 87. Okay, 63A, I've filmed that. 63 and 173 becoming bidirectional, I know. I think from Sengkang West Depot, Buangkok, PLEB, justify no CRL exit. Correct, that's like the general thought process that you should have anyway. Yeah, Compass Point was so nostalgic. Now they ruined the fucking mall. It's like, you know, like Compass Point, it was so... I loved how spacious that mall is. And then now they are making it so that, oh, level 1 is no longer at... It's like there's level 4, 3, 2, 1. There used to be this entire like open space. Now they just cut off level 1. And then it's like level 2 becomes the new like base. That kind of... It's so stupid. Okay, by the way, regarding all the comments coming from SG Explorer, Joel has already given it up top, so yeah, thank you for it. Compassville interchange incident, wow. Why not amend the bus service into Defu Avenue 1? How do you pronounce that? Fuck it. I think it's because of low demand, but honestly, I would like to see it revived. Either you use the new PLAB service like what Fabian mentioned, but yeah. Can we talk about how 87 to 89 only change since introduction? It's only because of MRT constructions. Yeah, sure, because if anyone doesn't know, 87, 88, and 89, these bus routes were like late 1990s if I'm not mistaken, and or even mid 1990s. They never changed throughout history. Like, these three services were relatively new, and it's not wrong to say that they only changed because of like, oh, the MRT changed, like Pasir Ris, and this one changed because of like Hougang Central Minor being non-existent now, which is quite interesting. Decoration team. 5 more CD. Okay, honestly, CDS, whether it's a short term or long term, I'm like, okay, fine. You just do what you have to do anyway. Hougang Mall. Yeah, Hougang Mall is also ruined. Why did they even close like the food court anyway? Fuck that mall, honestly. Any has more than half shows LTA is scared. Correct. Had a shit team. And then even the lifts, you know, the Compass Point elevators, I think people have filmed it. It's also nostalgic. Okay. Finally, I caught up with my comments. I have so many fucking messages from like Facebook telling me about the amendments and stuff like that. I'm like, guys, I know you don't have to parrot it to me. I'm thankful that you guys are but it's just too much, man. 100 should have bendies. I mean, split shift I can justify, but off-peak, no. Off-peak doesn't have that much demand for it. I mean, the only real restriction for 100 is motherfucking Serangoon Interchange and Gimmo. Like, the entirety of 100's route is bendy bus friendly, and the only thing preventing 100 from having bendy buses is literally the two extreme ends of the route. Escape Team Park in downtown East, they had to demolish it. Yeah. Singapore ruins all the good things, be it buses, elevators, or like just old buildings that people actually have a connection to. That's why. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Holy shit, my last upload was like 1 day ago. I haven't even hunted the cameos yet. Holy crap. Hey, SG Explorer, I already know. Because another commenter, they already gave me all the information. 170X, holy fuck. Dumb or good concept, I think is fucking dumb. Negotiate with APAT, yes, correct. Oh, it involves Malaysia. And by the way, because Rin here, I already told him about like the whole 170 fiasco, right? How Iswaran basically tried to screw over people going cross-border, right? So I was like, yeah. Thankfully, he didn't even manage to touch 2170 or 852. They actually made PowerPoint slides on because Iswaran forced people to make PowerPoint slides about, hey, let's discuss about how we can cut 2170 and 852, but it's all in the trash anyway, so that motherfucker just wasted his effort anyway. He's a terrible human being, I would say. Why not Express? Okay, I think it's because it's a cross-island line extension, interim service, it's temporary, so they don't want to make it Express. 451, the residents say it sucks. Well, they could have just told them it was a renumbering of 991C. 53E is not needed. 53E would just be killed off by cross-island line. So I've talked about that before. Cross-border services are more important now with the SCZ thing. So bad idea for the 170 amendment. Correct. If Kampong Baru... Okay, so in case you don't know, Kampong Baru is going to relocate to Tiong Bahru ITH. Bukit Merah interchange is probably going to relocate to somewhere along Red Hill Close. So that's about it. This wouldn't necessarily... Like Bukit Merah Central, the bus stops are still going to be a thing, but the road configuration, like for example... Let me go to Bukit Merah. So as you can see, this junction might be converted into a cross junction, and then this might be the new ITHS site. So these bus stops will still be a thing. They might build 2 new bus stops at here for like all the existing services, because there are people who still need to access these areas and then they would, coming from here and coming from here, they would route it so that, yeah, it goes like this. And the 16M would probably be like this, and then this, like this. Red Hill Close has no bus services, unlike wait, Fabian, hold up. You're saying this road actually has bus services? Because I remember that like Red Hill Close, Red Hill Road, they all plied here. I don't remember any bus service actually plying this road at all. I checked the old bus guides, there weren't any. Tiong Bahru Market area, I know there was 194, but this area I'm pretty sure there were like no bus services at all, like public bus services. Shenton Way Bus Terminal, Prince Edward ITH, Prince Edward MRT Station ITH, maybe, I don't know. Express NE now, okay. I mean, like, it's not really the worst thing to happen if Kampong Bahru, when Kampong Bahru shifts to Tiong Bahru ITH, is because, like, they would just extend bus services. Like, some of them, they would go via, like, Jalan Bukit Merah, Lower Delta Road, and Tiong Bahru Road. Or some of them would just go Outram Road and Tiong Bahru Road. I think it's the same. I think it's, like, Kampong Bahru Road, Jalan Bukit Merah, Lower Delta Road, and Jalan Bukit Ho Swee. Imagine 190 being at Jalan Bukit Merah. I think that would be the thing. And then 120. Okay, 122 is gonna be truncated for sure. Then they're gonna make 120 probably be like Jalan Bukit Merah, Outram Road, Tiong Bahru Road to cover up 122's deleted sector, and then Jalan Bukit Ho Swee. I think it's something like along those lines. Yeah, Red Hill Close has no bus services. Yeah, wait, hold on. 120 and 122 ending at Shenton Way. 195 maybe at Harbourfront during F1. Okay, these ideas I think they can be considered, so I think it's okay. The new Hougang ITH is planned to split into two different concourse like Tampines. Okay. I don't know, but Tiong Bahru ITH has like one bendy bus slot, I think. Maybe for 190 when they decide to spawn the bendy buses when there are like during the eves of public holidays or during public holidays itself. So the Tiong Bahru ITH is here. There will be one bendy bus slot, probably for 190 and Red Hill ITH or Bukit Merah ITH around here basically. I mean, logically that's... Yo, I'm surprised 2 hours and 40 minutes. I am thankful that my live chat hasn't died off yet. I think some... Oh, okay, wait, hold on. When the new Hougang ITH is planned to split into two different concourse like Tampines SH... Okay, wait. I think some older enthusiasts told me when the SIT estate... SIT... Hold on. SIT estate, Fabian, what does SIT estate mean? They say they improve services like 29Q. Okay, I think he meant like 291, 292. Okay, no surprise that these two services, they really have to be improved. They improved 33 based on the media I've seen. I was like, huh? Yeah, I was like, huh? Split into two more less likely for gridlock. Improved 33 is... I mean, okay, 33, as you guys know, Joo Chiat Road, Tembeling Road, Joo Chiat Place, Teluk Kurau Road is not DDXS, double-decker bus accessible. Because of that, 33 has to run single-deckers, and currently the frequency is as shit. Either they improve the short working trips, or they actually improved 33 in general. But 33 improving is basically like a long, decades-long overdue thing. Ad trip, yes. Because ITH cannot be so cramped. 100 and 135, I have no idea. Right, how come ITH is being planned? Not planning, planned since NEL has given it a right turning lane. Oh my god, I'm sorry, it's really hard to understand you sometimes. You gotta work on your English, like being built, but it's covered up by the road curb ever since. It's KERB, by the way. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. This is what I get from reading your comments sometimes. Second, okay. I have done a recreation of 44, not the best, but 44 was basically like 33 plus 63. Correct, I have done it before. Singapore Improvement Trust, the predecessor. Okay, was built pre-HDB. Okay, so before HDB was a thing, they had this whole government statutory board. Okay. What? 44 goes Lorong Halus? Is it to avoid the Punggol Road congestion? Anyway, I'm not even gonna bother recreating that, cause like there is no bus that currently does that. I was like, where is my 34E? I'm pretty sure during the 34E phase, they didn't plan Lorong Halus. I'm pretty sure it just copied 34's route. So I'm not wrong, because when I heard the 34E, not as 44 but as 34E, it literally was just a clone of 34. Yeah. I think somewhere along the discussion, they were like, okay, we don't really need Punggol Road. There's just Punggol Central. We'll just make it beeline all the way and then use Lorong Halus. I think that was like how the discussion came about. I'm gonna keep this 34E though, because this was like how 34E was meant to be like internal discussion wise, before they decided, it was better to use like Lorong Halus instead. Yeah. There was a terminal at Red Hill, correct, because back then, before they got extended to Rumah Tinggi Terminal, so Fabian is right. There was like 41, 44, and I think 50 was a pass-by service. It was called Red Hill Close Terminal before it was like Lengkok Baru, but yeah. Technicality-wise, it's legit Red Hill Close, but not this lower sector. Red Hill Close Terminal was like somewhere along here. Okay. Can use as a feeder sector. I would rather extend 120 and 122 to Shenton Way than cutting 122 and letting 120 to make a big detour. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? It's like Tiong Bahru Road, Lower Delta Road, Jalan Bukit Merah, Tiong Bahru Road, Lower Delta Road, and Jalan Bukit Ho Swee again. I think Keong has a point. It is better to extend them to like... This is why I would rather they build something like a Marina Bay ITH, so that 120 and 122, they actually have more potential rather than just chucking them at Tiong Bahru. Intentions of extending 100 to Beauty World, I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean Buona Vista, right? But technically, if you want to extend 100 to Beauty World, like let's say Ghim Moh Road, then you go Holland Road, then you just make it go up Clementi Road to Beauty World ITH. Shit, I think this one's actually good because it's like it gives you a direct connection from Beauty World to Mount Sinai Road, and Gimmo Road. So now you don't really need to convert 92 into, I know people have ideas of like converting 92 into a trunk, but I would keep 92 like this and not touch like these bus stops. I would rather, if you really want to extend something from Mount Sinai all the way up like this, I would rather like what GTR has suggested, extend service 100 to Beauty Road instead. I think that's way more worthwhile. So thank you for the suggestion. $110 enhance. Okay, so responding to the person with the clippy profile pic, 110 is actually bendy bus friendly. Bangkok can park bendy buses. T4, you just have to widen the turn like I've explained in the previous live stream, so it's possible. 135 more fleet, thank goodness for that. 100 is, shit. 44 would, okay, so here's the thing. The new service from Pongo Coast to Tampines North, it will use parcel. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you guys. They may change the plans, but I don't know whether it's gonna throw North Shore or whether it's gonna go down New Pongo Road and then, but it'll definitely be Pongo North Avenue, Pongo East, Pongo Central, Pasir Ris Industrial Drive 1, and then they would route it to Tampines North. So there is still this kind of plan. So I don't blame you because even I thought it was like this, but it turns out 44 is just 34E and not like the new Pongo Coast to Tampines North service. You see, like, okay, Evolve Games, they said 44 serves the whole of Pongo Central to Riviera, and it's very, very obvious why they're doing this. Because it's meant to be a CRLE interim service. Like, you know, Riviera is like here, right? So, yeah. So when they planned 34E, they literally wanted to like just clone this, and then this, like this. But they realized that like, hey, if we really want to make an interim service, we're gonna have to like this, so that it serves Riviera MRT. So you're not wrong. Halus Link. Yeah, I mean, yeah, correct. Beauty Road has plenty of long bus services. Correct. 157, 174, and stuff like that. How many would be affected? Okay, talking about Beauty Road, since Fabian brought it up, I am hoping this one doesn't get truncated. I've talked about it. Even TIB 1234T has talked about it before. Let's hope this doesn't happen. But tentatively, the bus services that will be inside are these three. And that's about it. So yeah. I mean, yeah. Just these three services for now. Any potential service to end at Beauty Road and Turf City ITH? I mean, technically, since they gave up on withdrawing A52 already, so that's out of the question, but yeah, these. Now, speaking of this, you could technically extend them to Turf City ITH if you wanted to. There is also this thing called 52. I wouldn't be surprised if they just straight up like say, hey, I don't want 52 to this is gonna be complicated because if you want to reroute 52, you have to make it bidirectional. Like at least Upper Bukit Timah Road right now is bidirectional, so it's like Clementi Road, Upper Bukit Timah Road, Jalan Jurong Kecil, Jalan Anak Bukit, like this, and you make 52 go inside Turf City, which is like, you know, Ingnyo or Ingnyo Avenue, right? And then there's PIE. So this sector thankfully they converted it to bidirectional because this road used to be unidirectional. But yeah, I mean, it used to be like bidirectional at this part and then unidirectional here. But okay, basically, right now you're able to make 52 like bidirectional. So nothing about the bus service will change. Except this bus stop, you would have to tell people, hey, it's towards Bishan now. And if you wanna board it towards Clementi, you're gonna have to like take 184, or like you're gonna have to like cross over to the other side and stuff like that. But technically, it's not related to Beauty World ITH, but I feel there is potential for 52. Again, this is not official, but I feel that there is potential for 52 to serve Turf City. Not really ITH, but like just call Midway. Okay, 191 is a little bit hard because they already announced the autonomous bus nonsense. So that is unfortunately out of the question now. Any potentials? Oh no, I answered this. 66 should go Turf City. I agree as well. Gimmo got public service to Ngee Poly. I mean, if you extend 100 there, then it is definitely welcome. I missed your earlier stream, so I just listened to your audio first. Okay. I mean, you were there, but for a brief period of time. 44 sucks. Okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't really say 44, the one that they reviewed, sucks or anything. That bus service is pretty much not going to exist in the future. Remember, once this train line, once this train line exists, this thing will be bye-bye. This is a thing that stemmed all the way from the era where it was still called 34E, and then they changed it so that, okay, let's use Lorong Halus instead of like going Punggol Road and TPE bus stop. I mean, TPE bus stop already has 100, so why the fuck am I saying stuff like this? Okay, to make it clear, again, the distinction was that the one that they planned, which I was told last time, was this one. This was the earlier stages of 44, so it was just meant to be a clone. I don't think it called the TPE bus stops, but it was just like this. This was the final pair of bus stops along the residential sector that it would call before going to the expressway. And they changed it so that they were like, hey, it's supposed to be an MRT interim service, right? Riviera is here, so we're like, okay, 44, done. So yeah, this is the difference between the early planning stages and the final stages. Because I can confirm that this thing was really a thing back then. It's just that now they rebranded it as this. So that's why I even make all these recreations. I want to show you that before 44 was a thing, it was it was this, just that they rebranded it and they reconsidered the route. So hopefully you guys will be able to understand better. Might be closed down. 100, because 100 is bi-directional. 111, I would just chuck 111 to Buena Vista and that's all. ITH. If I stay in Boon Lay, yeah, I wouldn't want 174 to get X. Gulf Circle ITH. Okay, so Gulf Circle ITH, it'll be like, what? How do I say it? It's like, oops. Basically, oh my god, I realize my screen is like, shit. Okay. Sunli Bus Park. Shit. Yeah. I think this. And then somebody brought up these two bus services, right? I don't know what's gonna happen to them, but yeah. So this is basically to respond to his question. Just realize that if 120 and 122 are forced to cut to Tiong Bahru ITH, 33 or 63 will have to cover the unique sector served by 120. No, you don't have to, because like I told you, if you don't extend it to Shenton Way, 120 Tiong Bahru Road, Loro Delta Road, Jalan Bukit Merah, Kampong Bahru Road, U Thompson Street, Outram Road, you just have to do this. Like, you just have to do this. And 122, you would have to cut it. Like, okay, serve Tiong Bahru and then, or maybe backdoor as well. Alexandra Road. Okay, but it's not a big deal. Like, this thing, and this thing, you have 3 bus services that can cover. So it's really not a big deal, as what Kyung is mentioning. Holy crap, I have 18 viewers right now. Turf City 1... Oh no! Oh no! Okay, the problem with that is that if you truncate 156 to Turf City, you're asking for trouble. And the reason is, okay, you know 6th Avenue, right? There is 77 and 970 to take you west. 156 is the only shit that takes you east. So Clementi to 6th Avenue, they need 156. So unfortunately, this thing cannot be cut to like Turf City. No way. Just based on the route itself. 200, no, leave 200 at Buena Vista ITH. Don't extend it further. Because it just makes no sense. Oh my god, hold on. Terminate at SATS? Okay, it makes sense. At least there's a... If they can terminate at SATS, why not you make 858 terminate at SATS as well? Why not you make this thing terminate at SATS as well? So okay, I think that this answers your queries as well. I think it says this thing... Okay, I don't know if this thing is like Bendy Bus friendly or not, but... I know T4 is. I don't know about this one, but... It's not gonna... 858 is not gonna be affected anyway, the way I see it. IT College East need new bus service to touch the bus stop along Simei Avenue. What? What? What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, ITE College East is already at Simei Avenue. Okay, to rephrase, you just want another bus service there. Okay, I can think of something like from Paya Lebar Air Base to like ITE College East as well. But please, phrase. I know you have difficult. I know you struggle a little bit, but with the way you phrase things, I find it really difficult to understand you sometimes. Go Jukun. Okay, that's possible as well. So for the Tampines bus package, they will most likely bring majority of the BYD and DD to be there. While SBS will take the MEN 822 and Citaro, something like you mentioned yesterday. Yeah, I think so. Will Tampines Concourse be expanded? No, I think Tampines Concourse it's like gonna be repurposed as like something else. I don't know what that other thing is, but okay, yeah. Any more questions? Because now my live chat is actually working, so I wanna take advantage of it. I'm just gonna let this video run. So yeah, right now, if you okay, because right now I've already covered everything that I wanted to cover. So if you have questions right now, my live chat is actually working. So again, you have questions, please put it down there. I am actually able to respond right now. Oh yeah, and I was saying, for those of you who use PowerPoint, do not touch this one. This one would, even clicking on this one would lag your device to fuck. Okay, so any more new bus routes that they haven't announced for bus planning? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm just, whether they eventually end up getting introduced or not, that's one thing, but I'm just gonna list down every single one of these. Oh shit. So apparently this is I think this one I don't think it's necessary for them to do a feeder express because it's already the fastest. I think the next one would be this one to Jurong East as a temporary bus service before JRL comes up. I don't know, maybe like 4, 5, 6. I don't know, but yeah. But these were the original plans before they decided on this, and this. These three are still under table. 171 to... God fucking damn it. I have 20% on my battery right now. Phone battery right now. So my phone actually is able to survive 3 hours and 10 minutes before getting the 20% battery notification. And I can go on for like around 30 more minutes, I think. This one under discussion. Let me just look at the map to see if I like missed out anything. I'm just gonna like scroll through. So there is a Pongo North to Pongo Coast to Tampines bus service. There is also a CDS, I mean a City Shopper revival concept from Pongo North area that goes to Orchard, and it's basically like 14E except that it goes to Pongo and not Bedok. Let me see what else is there. God damn it. Is there anything else in this area? Okay, obviously 81, 82, 506 at Woodley. 146 here. 114 over there. 965 to Bangkok, which I don't know if it's still a thing. 374. Like 374 inside here maybe. Because I don't have like the actual information. These are just like I look at the thing and I'm like maybe 374 could get extended, like there's potential. There is also one thing that got shelved, which is like a new feeder service from Bukit Merah Central to loop at Jalan Tiong. That one got shelved, I think. Rationalizations, I would say, okay, rationalizations. I don't know about like 132 if it's still on the chopping block or not, but basically this one 870 I was told is now permanent, just like 976. Fuck. This one technically this one when CRLE comes up it'll go bye-bye. The whole service 10 thingy, I don't know. I don't even know the fate of these. Okay, by the way, 196 is not getting touched because Mountbatten Road, it's the only service from Mountbatten Road to Marine Parade Road and Marine Terrace. And not all of Mountbatten Road has access to TEL. That's why 196 has to stay. But this one, you all know it's going bye-bye. This one, I'm not sure. 14 East demand has like kind of stabilized nowadays. So I don't know. They might just decrease the number of trips or something along those lines. 10E, I don't know. This one, if you want me to propose on how to truncate it, send it to RWS. That's the easiest way. And you get way more money as well. Because as long as you touch like... as long as you touch Keppel Road, you still have buses to like... reach... Teluk Blangah Road and Pasir Panjang Road, I think. But then again, even this one is going to be gone. So... okay. This one you can transfer to service 30. So if you truncate service 10 to RWS, you would still at least have like service 30 to cover up all the deleted sectors of service 10. If that makes sense, right? So this is all the more why service 30 can never ever be rationalized. Service 30 starts earlier than the first East-West Line MRT train. So, and Pandan Industrial Estate, and Taman Jurong, they depend on 30 a lot. So that's why 30 will never be rationalized. Another one that's like kind of dangerous, like on the block, but I'm not sure whether it's like gonna actually be rationalized or not. I would say it's this. This one is kind of like in the danger zone. Oh yeah, because it was like, I was kind of saying that like some of the buses, they have like very poor fare box recovery rate. Like, you know, this thing, the fare box recovery rate is not good. This one is also not good, but this one you can justify it because the connections are unique. This one is also not good, but the connections are unique. It's a CDS. CDS having low FRR. In fact, all CDSs, they have below 100% FRR, fare box recovery rate, and that's completely fine because they only run a few trips per day. So even if you were to have like 10% or 9% on 673, by the way, even 400 is like better than 673 now, it's still not the worst. Actually, no, I don't know if 298X is worse than 673. I think 673 is the worst one because of its like dead mileage. But the services that are actually profiting, they are usually the residential sectors or like the feeder services. Not all of them. This one is poop, but like services that serve like the towns because it's like it's doorstep. It's like the last bus people would take for the journey. Regardless if you're coming from bus, trunk bus, or MRT, and you hub smoke to the feeder services, that's the reason why services like 983, they are going to have like absolutely high fare box recovery rate. Likewise for like 807 or 284 literally distance wise, 902 because it steals buses from other services, 89E because it steals buses from 89, which ends up 89E's fare box recovery rate being over-reported and 89's being under-reported. But basically, 261, 284, 807, yeah, these are the services that they have like the highest fare box recovery rates because they are residential bus services. Meanwhile, all these expressway bus services, they tend to have low. Look, 161 and 168, their fare box recovery rate is definitely not 100% because they have long expressway sectors. But at least they are being offset by the fact that these buses are consistently packed and they do their jobs well. It's the same thing as the most popular city direct services like like this, and I would say this as well, and this as well. These are the best. Like even 678 has potential, but okay, the demand is not like excruciatingly high or anything. But I would say these bus services alongside this 858's fare box recovery is not that high, but 969 I feel it's higher. 965 is like, I think it's below 50% if I'm not mistaken, but it's still above like the frequency threshold if I were to guess, because I don't have access to like the FRR data. Obviously, if I set it out right now, I would be in trouble, so I can just estimate. It's not like I'm hiding stuff from you all, but I have to estimate these because I really don't have the figure, like the exact figures, and I'm not technically allowed to like quote them out because technically like there are people from LTG, there are people from public transport operators, or even LTA themselves, they actually watch my channel. And they are okay with me because it's like, I'm not spreading fake news or anything. But yeah, so these, even though their fare box recovery rate is like below 100%, they are still at least doing their jobs to fetch people from one extreme end to another extreme end, that kind of thing, via TPE. So just because a bus has like less than 100% fare box recovery rate doesn't mean it's not needed, that kind of thing. Any more bus services? Oh shoot. Okay, I need to get back on topic. 967 extending to like Sembawang, yeah. Okay, there's one. Tengah will obviously have more, but I don't know the details. 181's extension from Jurong West, this area, into Tengah. That's also confirmed. That's 181. And I think that's pretty much it. If you want me to like... By the way, 140's amendment was like backlogged like 5 years. That's how insane it can be. Oh shit, okay. 34E becomes 644. Yes, correct. Service 100's fare box recovery rate, I would say it's about 50 to 60% if I were to guess. 298X, I think this one just needs time, but right now it's like kind of useless. Service 30, okay, by the way, Fabian, Service 30 is the official Circle Line redundancy bus service, alongside stuff like 93, 158, 58, and Service 70/M. They are the official ones, so they are never gonna be withdrawn. Oh shit, there are lots of comments, I'm so sorry. Oh yes, the M1 to M4, it's like M1 became 92, M2 became 42, M3, the Lucky Heights one is dead, M4 became 15, but M4, it kind of resembles 150 more than 15 actually, so yeah. Changi Airport is actually very security tight when accessing certain airport places, so I don't think they can allow buses to terminate except those mentioned publicly. Yeah, correct. CAG is a bitch, by the way. They even made noise when the government wanted to make an MRT tunnel underneath for like Thomson East Coast Line or Cross Line Line. They actually bitched about it, but thankfully it's resolved right now. CDS 5. Where are the 5 CDS? I have no idea about the 5 CDS. I only know one of them is an actual City Shopper revival in the 14E, but to Pongo instead. Okay, dumbest bus route you've seen today, news from LTA. Technically, there isn't one that's like dumb, so I'm not going to comment on that. There are... Okay. Where can they add more CDS? Shit, I don't even know. Tengah might need a second CDS. And maybe Canberra. That's all. I don't think... Yeah. Will there be buses serving Bayshore Drive? Let me see. Okay. I think 229. I could be wrong, but I think 229 extension. That is the only logical thing that, you know, could happen. So I think this one is 229. I think. I'm not sure. I really hope if 965 extends to Buangkok. No, I don't think it will use Punggol Road, because when 965, I mean, if it extends to Buangkok, it has to go inside here, and I mean, technically you could use Punggol Road, but I think they would use either Compassville Road or Sengkang East Road. I don't think they would actually consider Punggol Road. Although I like your suggestion, because Punggol Road really needs new bus services. Like technically you could be like Sengkang Central, Sengkang East Avenue, Punggol Road, Compassville Drive. Heck, I would even send it inside Compassville Walk. And then turn one round, Compassville Road. Like, you get it, right? Like, I would route 965 like this. Like this. Go in, both bounds will go inside. And then I would let it do it like this. Compassville Drive, Punggol Road, like this. And then like this. Or if not, then I would make 965 Compassville Road. Shit. Let it call outside Sengkang Eastway, but I'm sandbagging this bus stop, unfortunately. So that's not a good idea. I think the Compassville Walk one would make more sense. Like literally just like this. Yeah. Okay. I just want a service to Buangkok. Same. Who doesn't want it? At least These ideas are better than the fucking morons who decide to extend. I want 506 to Bangkok because I want a west to northeast bus service. Well, if people already get off 506 at Potong Pasir and nobody even goes to Serangoon, there is no chance that you extending that bus service to Bangkok would even save it. In fact, you might even make the farebox recovery rate 1%. That's how bad it is. So 506 has to stay put at Bidadari. Don't fucking waste money. In fact, just fucking transfer to another bus service. Don't be lazy. I would tell them. To be honest, okay, Kyung is saying might need a new bus service to enhance connectivity between Bangkok Baru and Red Hill since only 63 serves there. And it would be a hassle for those who are traveling to the west, you need to take like 63 out, but this is why I was quite disappointed when the feeder service got shelved, so you cannot even take a bus from like within Bangkok Baru area to hub spoke outside easily. I feel they should revive that idea, honestly. You can name it 270, 271, 274, 275. I don't care. Just a new bus service. 30 is going to be even more packed if 10 might be X. That is correct. Why is there no city direct buses serving Lorong Asu and Hougang Avenue 1? Okay. To answer this question, there used to be a premium bus service called 526, but it had no demand. Basically, the route was like, it followed 62. It was like, the whole route was Hougang Avenue. I don't remember if it was like 526 or 529. But basically, it was like Hougang Avenue 1, Lorong Asu, Upper Paya Lebar Road, and then Guillemard Road, Nickel Highway, Esplanade Drive, Collier Quay, Raffles Quay, Shenton Way, Palmer Road, Anson, and Cecil or Upper Cross. There used to be a premium bus service. It didn't have any demand, so that hopefully explains why there are no city direct buses serving Lorong Asu and Hougang Avenue 1. And if you really wanted a city direct bus service, you could just take 113, go outside, take 676. Assuming that people from Ghim Moh even want to travel into the University Estate and Beauty World in the first place, then that would answer your question for the impact of the extension on a 100's farebox recovery rate. By default, it would go down because you need more resources to run the route. But if you're able to get a lot of passengers, then it might improve. So that's the reason why usually they don't haphazardly extend bus services for no reason. In the past they did, but right now they are like way more conservative with their money in general. 965 demand won't allow it to drop any lower to 30%, which is correct. It's not the worst, but like the expressway sector is really what's pulling the service down. Actually, I think it might be like just high 30s or like low 40s when I think of 965, because I know that like that bus services farebox recovery rate is not that good. If it does, I think DDs will not appear at all. Correct. Why 81 is lacking of DD nowadays is because fucking Ricardo Wang basically forced the manufacturers of electric buses to do this, do that, to the point whereby they don't even have any good DDs to choose from anymore, so you could blame him for it. 967 to Sembawang, well, I mean, it's like, it's a trunk service, right? It's pretty much bound for an extension. It's just, I don't know how exactly it'll extend. Fernvale CDS, I mean, there is a 671. I was hoping they extended 654 to Tengam, but in case 671 is already packed to the brim, introducing a new one that serves Tengam and Kupang is not out of the question. Oh, you love my 965 extension. Although, to be honest, they are pieces of shit. They won't even like think of putting new bus stops here, so they try not to like serve new roads if it's unnecessary, like if there are bus stops outside. So I was like, as much as like you guys want a petition, it's unlikely that they would actually consider it. If 965 really extend to Bangkok, I think it might be it might use to complement existing buses like 34 to the nearest MRT, which is kind of correct. Hot take, what if we swap 135 and 155 sectors? Try not to, because 155 needs to serve Teluk Kurau Road, East Coast, Siglap, Marine Parade Road, and then Bedok. 155 is just designed like that. So unfortunately, 135 and 155, I do not agree with the switch. I want all bus services to Sembawang. I mean, I don't blame you because Sembawang is really devoid of buses right now. You literally have like 962 to the west, 858 to the west. Like they're like, haha, take NSL, but like you have 167 to the south, you have 980 to the south, you have 117 to Pongo, and 858 to Changi Airport, or even to Yishun Khatib is quite pathetic, honestly. Why can't LTA convert 506 to trunk service? Well, it's to offset the long express sectors. Technically, it's not LTA's fault. It's SBS' fault for even introducing 506 as express in the first place. They were the ones who actually caused the service's downfall. It wasn't LTA, by the way. People just preferred 985 as well. Hot take, what if... Oh, never mind. I want all bus services to some... I read those already. People extend 945 to 984 there. To point middle finger and just... Okay. Imagine 272 or 273 becomes Town Link. I don't think that will happen because the one reason why 272 and 273 cannot become a Town Link is because you would need to stagger bus stops. Look, 272 and 273, if you realize, if you make it a Town Link, they would, both loops would pass by these areas. And it doesn't make sense to like make 272 call at one pair and 273, I mean each loop call at another pair, right? So unfortunately, based on like the whole definition that Town Links are not allowed to like, I mean 84G, 84W is allowed to do that because it's a G and a W, but if it's a Town Link, if it's like exactly the same bus service under one number, it just wouldn't work because of these two bus stops. I mentioned this route a few years ago. Amend 33 or 145 to serve Lengkok Baru after turning left to Jalan Tiong. So basically skipping Alexandra. I think there will be consequences. It's best not to touch either of them. I would rather you just introduce the new feeder service. Buona Vista and Queenstown design doesn't allow feeders well. I mean, correct. Look at this, look at this stupid shit over here. All because of history. 44 pretty much 34E, yeah, correct. Although I already explained why they're different. But my 34E is the earlier discussion stages whereby 44 is the finalized one. Just extend. Okay, fun fact, 63 actually used to go into Bukit Merah, but the reason why they didn't extend it back, I think it's because of like space issues in stop covered both directions like New Punggol Road, and I agree, it's just that like right now they see no point to like red and white plate 63 when Circuit Road is already confusing. They already have 155, so they don't want to add it unnecessarily. And I know you could build another bus stop at Jalan Rumah Tinggi and make it like 386, but it's like, okay, more of like, I just wanted to let you know, the current generation of 63, yes, it once really went inside Bukit Merah. It's just, for some reason, they decided that like, okay, 139 is already there, so let's not make 63. And I think space issues as well. But just to let you know, historically, they really... 63 really went into Bukit Merah interchange. And the previous generation, I think it even went into like the Toloblanca way as well, or like Alexandra. Oh yeah, wait, I remember now. It was like Alexandra, then Toloblanca way, and then copy the current 63. And then the current 63 was 62 from McPherson interchange to shit. Was it McPherson? McPherson terminal to Rumah Tinggi terminal before they made it 63. So yeah, fun fact. Any bus that comes out of RW is horrible, but thankfully thankfully Ricardo Wang Huan Ran, that stupid fucking piece of shit that caused Singapore to be anti-bendy bus up till recently when he got ousted. By the way, the electric bendy buses are actually coming. You want indirect evidence? Look at how many bendy bus lots Ang Mo Kio Depot has. 50 of them. There are only 10 currently. There are 50 of those lots, by the way. So anything that was crayoned by him is truly terrible. Not gonna lie, I do feel 285 Looping Point should have a new bus service. I kind of agree as well, although it's really not easy to route buses inside there. At most, you could like haphazardly extend 143M, like 143M, like this. Like this, West Coast Road. What do you call it? What? This fucking road is... Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. This is West Coast Road. What is... yeah, never mind. I'm stupid. Jurong Town Hall Road, Teban Garden Road, West Coast Road, Jurong Town Hall Road, Pandan Gardens, West Coast Road. Right turn inside, go inside, turn out. There is a way to go in, but there is no way to like... Actually, no. The reason why 30 is so useful is because 30 you could hub spoke at this bus stop for 285, and then 285 brings you back here, right? So you can hub spoke at this bus stop from 285 to 30. But if you want this bus stop, like let's say you extend 143M like this, so bringing everybody not here but bringing everybody out so that they can transfer to 176 properly, I think it's welcome. But again, I don't know whether they really want to consider extending 143M from here. I mean, it's a trunk, right? It's not a feeder. Extend 143M to do this kind of troll. I think it's worthwhile. So thank you for the suggestion. Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, either one becomes the town link to include a north loop to... Okay, I got it. In that case, I would say leave 272 alone, work on 273. The reason why 51 serves Queenstown is due to the old 192. You are absolutely correct. That is the actual reason why. I'm surprised you even brought that up because not many people even know about that, but I think maybe I taught you well, or maybe you guys just decided to learn it out of curiosity. But I'm happy people that are actually like giving a shit about Singapore bus history, even though I am literally a fucking foreigner in Singapore right now. Okay. No, I mean like, it's really ironic that you need a foreigner to tell you guys about like Singapore's bus history, which is so ironic. I know I lived in like Southeast Asia, but technically I'm considered a foreigner. Even by the way I speak as well. Okay, like inside. I am surprised why very few think about this, not gonna lie, allowing bus service to go inside interchange. But yeah, it's a good avenue to explore. This along the lines of these, I think it's good to explore. Hot take: Will 882 cover the missing bus stops in the north, or even Admiralty Road East and loop around Canberra MRT and then maybe bus... Okay, to answer your question, in the context of 882, no, because 882 has to serve Wellington and it has to beeline straight to road, and so unfortunately that's not possible because of the way how 882 is designed. Rumor is real or fake because it has to do with Sims Place bus terminal closing and shifting of the 3 existing services to Kallang Bus ITH. Not wrong, it is pretty much unofficially confirmed I mean, when they announced Kallang ITH, you could already connect the dots. Can we send 62 to Kallang? Yes, you can. Any reason why 63 and 173, the 2-hour rule, they just want a break for bus captains, to put it simply. I do want to research about my path. Okay, 100 used to be a service called service 20. I'm saying this because some Singaporeans cannot understand my pronunciation, and then they would want me to say, oh, 20, if that's how you guys say it. So I would say 20. So hopefully you guys understand. 100 used to be service 20. There was a 100 from Serangoon Garden Circus to... Shit, was it Prince Edward Terminal? Because 20 was like Ghim Moh Terminal to Chai Chee Bus Terminal, which is near Bedok. 135, the old 135 from Toa Payoh to Somapa Interchange, that one is interesting, so please learn that route. It also does the Lorong 1A Tro, if I'm not mistaken. 155 doesn't do the Lorong 1A Tro, it does like the Lorong 76 Tro, I think. I might be mistaken, but 155 is also quite interesting. It's just that I keep forgetting this thing's route, honestly. I remember 135, but 155 I keep forgetting. 158 I remember because it's like, what the fuck? Lorong 22, Guillemard Road. Shit. Guillemard Road, Mountbatten Road, Old Airport Road, Dunman Road. Oh shit. Was it Mountbatten Road or like Mountbatten, Old Airport, Dunman, Tanjong Katong? I cannot remember which one, but it was like East Coast Road. Then I think it was like Dakota. Okay, correct. East Coast Road, Siglap Road, and fuck. The Siglap Road Chai Chee Bus Terminal. Okay, and then Bedok. Yeah, correct. Do you collect bus models? Hold on. Bus models from Japan, yes. But the Singapore ones, I literally bought it from like a vending machine. I have the Scania Daddy. I don't know how to take care of things, so the windscreen is, sorry, the mirrors are being chipped off by my own carelessness. This is Scania Daddy, as you can see. And then that one's the father, this one is the son. And which one is the Holy Spirit? TIB823Z. Okay, but anyways. Shit. Can you guys see it? 123, right? Yeah, it's 123 and with that white destal with red letters on it. And yeah. So yeah, this is a scanner cubby. Then I only bought these because they are cheap. I love these things like bus stopping bell. It is like the 7-Eleven's bell. And this. So yeah. I only showed you these because it's like the easiest to show right now. Okay. I don't care if it's like the scale is like 1:76 or 1 whatever, but like as long as I have a bus model that I really want, I don't impulse buy because I'm poor, but like I'm not that poor, but like I am very fiscal prudence. I'm very conscious about how I spend my money, so I only buy things that I really want. Including hats as well, like reason hard hats. Shit. 561. how 561 existed, they just thought that Upper Aljunied Road has demand, but it turns out there is no demand and they gave up on it. That's the simple explanation. 100 absorbed the old 20, that's correct. There will be a straight road from Hougang to Tampines Avenue 5 once PLAB moves out. I mean, I don't know if 72 and 127 are gonna be amended in any way, but okay, that actually opens up new possibilities. So for those of you who don't know, like let's say conceptually, there, what's this? Ah, okay. Tampines Industrial Avenue 3, this is Avenue 5, right? So you could technically like just like this, something like this. I think it's a new bus service anyway, but yeah. Okay. Any estates in Singapore that you think are really Okay, you need to spell it properly because it's not undeserved. It's underserved. You're missing an R, but when you're missing that R, thankfully I know what you mean, but when you're missing an R, the meaning of the word changes. But many think that it's actually overserved. I don't really have an answer to you to answer that question right now, but I'm pretty sure there is. What do you think of bus services allowing to pass by interchange? There are already services that do that, like 265, Service 3, old Betty buses, yeah. Fuck the RW buses, honestly. Extend 127 to... 127 is quite hard to change because it's like, you need to bi-directional this, bi-directional that, and but it is possible. Can amend 32 to Mountbatten Road instead of... Okay, that's not a good idea because 32 is... It's just meant for Old Airport and Dunman Road. And from Sims Avenue, Geylang Road to Mountbatten Road, there is already Service 12. So by doing that, you're essentially making Service 12 and 32 duplicate each other. And not just that, like Mountbatten Road to Marine Parade Road and Marine Terrace, like they need 196. And these people, if TEL spoils, they need 196 to the CBD area. So that's not good. UNOS is still possible, by the way. No, do not cut 196 to Shenton or Marina Center. I could accept Kallang ITH, but the thing I cannot accept is anything that's before that. Like, you're gonna have to, like, let's say, amend Service 12 to Mountbatten. I mean, it's already on Mountbatten. You're gonna have to amend Service 12 so that it goes Amber, Marine Parade, Marine Crescent, Marine Terrace, Marine Parade Road, Siglap Road. You're gonna have to amend Service 12 like that, which is not good because Service 12's main purpose in the first place is not to throw inside Marine Parade, but to beeline like this. And because of that, you have to realize that like Mountbatten already has so few services. Oh yeah, that actually kind of answers Kyung's question, which is like, people think this area has too many buses, but the truth is, okay, not really, but like, there's 12 that takes you to Bugis, there's 14 that takes you to Orchard, and there's 196 that takes you to the city. You look at the distance between fucking TEL and Mountbatten Road, it's not even close at all. That's the reason why 196 just cannot be changed. They could OTA it during weekends, they could downsize it during weekends, but they cannot cut 196. I mean, if you want to split 196 into two routes, I welcome that, but don't cut off this sector. Because these people are going to lose access to like Parkway Parade and stuff like that, which is where they really want to go, like for shopping and stuff like that. 608 Revival, I would love it, but they have no money. Okay, please pardon me. I'm going to be... Honestly, fuck the cameos today. I don't even want to go and chase the 48B5LH. I don't even want to go and chase the... I don't want to chase the 48B5LH. Because people have already chased it. I don't want to chase the 922 Yutong. People have already chased it. Let me just quick... Before I switch my devices... Yutong E12 on 301. I want to see if people have already... God fucking damn it. These people are useless. Okay, I I'm just gonna cook myself some noodles, and I'm going to be transferring. You can leave the stream now. I'm gonna be transferring devices because my this I can continue the stream. It will continue, but I see you guys. But see you guys in like 15 minutes later or something along those lines. I need a small break, but I'm gonna have to like charge my devices and stuff like that. Okay. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.